All right, folks. Welcome back to our 10th session of P3E. You're a heckin' pepperoni coffers. All right. Let's see. So yesterday we had a really long discussion during our Tartarus section about the hybrid or mixing of discussing spiritualism. Then that kind of went into the discussion about arguments, right? Sensitivity, training, politeness, and opinions, entitlement led to Beth sharing her um, exhaustion or her comforts of Japanese politeness, which then delve into the nuances of the exercise of honne and tatemae, right? Tatemae, and inferring the idea that politeness, the goal and core of Japanese politeness, is actually to remove the exhaustion of emotional expression or um, emotional impact and expression in public personas, right? And that may make it so that it is overall a pleasant thing. It lowers the burden of emotional baggage, and it's constantly about decorums that reduce the impact or the exhaustion, the fear and exhaustion from expressing emotional opinions and emotional things. And that is not like for the reasons why it is a great discipline so that you do not burden others with your practice of expressing your opinions. It can both be misconstrued, like from a Japanese perspective, so to speak. To a Westerner, it can see Westerners, quote unquote, westernization of things, opinions as exhausting or potentially rude, like far direct, right? In contrast, that's like a for that reason, it also means that they do not express their emotion. The intent is also misconstrued in both directions. Like a Westerner, I was offering the devil's advocate in that argument in as a portrayal. A Westerner would desire to project that the politeness is coming from a place of emotional demonstration. However, it's both double-edged. It often leads to a misconception, in my opinion, that one can not only is one not direct, right, to preserve emotional projection in public, both Japanese and by extension to a nuanced extent in China, you because it is less exhausting and less emotional to be polite and reducing the burden, the focus of reducing the burden of sharing um, your feelings, it also is not, it's not the cake and eat it situation. Not because it is less exhausting and you're trying to remove emotional entanglements and like burning of interactions of people's own opinions and directness, that also means that you cannot infer their emotions in it, right? Not the cake and eat it situation where the exercise of removing one's emotions in order to be polite and disciplined allows you to somehow understand the person's emotions. That is at odds with each other. So that was kind of the contrast that I was attempting to make. It is exhausting and potentially rude and direct in the westernized world when people consistently, directly, and explosively express their emotional opinions. That also means that it allows one to understand their feelings as well, and it's exhausting. And then it's the opposite when you're trying to be polite and remove the exercise. The discipline is to remove the emotional burden so that it's less exhausting, is to avoid emotional entanglement. That also means that in those situations, one cannot unlikely or less likely to interpret emotions from it. So it's typically both a double whammy from a westernized perspective, that being polite correlates with not being upset or not being like, not having opinions and not feeling emotions. It's the absence of it. So you can't infer. It's very difficult to infer. Trade-offs, right? Pros and cons. That was the main core of our discussion. And how does this relate to Persona 3? Persona 3 presents most of these cases in high school at a very early age. All of the writing obviously is dealing with people who are much older than high school students, but many of the topics that are revolve around Persona deals with the problems or maybe the shortcomings or the desirable, the pros and cons of all of the like Japanese type of cultural things. And by sheer coincidence, to summarize, to touch upon some of the stuff that happened yesterday in our Persona game, right? We did our Tartarus thing eventually, and then we proceeded with the story. And one of the social links that we furthered was Saudi the Hermit's one. And that was a great way to illustrate the usual tales of anime and Japanese culture. The idea that the decorum is to suppress and be stoic in a public space. It is very inappropriate and often taboo and very tough to express emotional things in public. So in Saudi, we're at rank 9. We didn't see what the ending is yet, but at rank 9, you as an MC, a bit of wish fulfillment, kind of nudged her a little bit to broadcast her feelings, her emotional feelings. So she apologized. She said that is a lie, and then she was reprimanded by a teacher. But then the interesting thing is some of the teachers in Persona are a bit unhinged. And when I be unhinged, I don't particularly mean from a westernized perspective. I think a westernized perspective would find Persona, especially Persona games, a little bit more progressive. Thanks. Like what the two teachers, right? I forgot their name. Maybe Onishi and Toriyumi. I think Toriyumi. So those two teachers, they're a bit more outspoken, and that can resonate a lot better with like coincidentally, if not coincidentally, that was a little bit of more wish fulfillment. And the way your MC encouraged, like slightly pushed Saori to go and run into the PA room and claim, like express their emotions, that is very uncharacteristic. It's quite progressive for Japanese, like a Japanese environment. And that's what I mean. Like, from a Western perspective, you want, in my opinion, one wants to project, as in it is exhausting. People are very direct and they're likely more expressive with their emotional outputs. However, it's both exhausting and rewarding. If it's negative, there's a disagreement in it. If it's positive, that it's a stressful but positive stress of sharing emotions. That's a westernization. In Eastern cultures, like especially Japan, with their very strong homogenization of their protocols, the idea of politeness is one to minimize emotions. So, at least in my opinion, or how I feel connected to Persona 3, like when I was a teenager, I felt like the MC. So I kind of shared this with Kalfers a little bit. Persona 3 means a lot to me in the sense that it made me feel like someone else understood what it's like to grow up under a Chinese household, uh, under a Chinese household in the United States. You are like, it's not a perfect overlap between Chinese values and Japanese values. However, 面子, the face culture, right? 面子's like practice is very much reflecting the tatemae and honne situation, where you're trying to separate your emotions from your public face, your 面子. And that also means that in times of like, there are a few exceptions in Chinese culture. However, during most of the times, most of the issues, you are not to be blunt. You are not to be forward with emotions. The practice is to ever be separated from your emotions when you're the tatamae, your face in public. So you are not to express your emotions. So whether you are angry or upset or dissatisfied or disappointed, a Westerner may interpret the politeness as a projection of emotions. Usually that is a little bit of a miscommunication. Just as much as finding emotional outbursts as a form of honesty, right? So it happens on both. The lack of emotions is not the same as a politeness that's executed on a lack of emotions is not a way to know what they're feeling. So that's kind of one of the trade-offs. It's pros and cons. Either system is desirable. And I did concede yesterday that I embrace a lot of my parents' values. Now, here's a little fun little tidbit, which may be Persona 6 in the future, because P5X had a Chinese character in there. Maybe they'll explore a bit of the contrasts and nuances between Chinese and Japanese face culture. For Chinese, there's a couple topics that, at least from my personal experience, not living in China, but personal experience being around family members that are from China, there are a couple topics that even like Chinese people are very blunt. Like, they do impart emotion on it, and this one can be separated from Japanese quite vividly. It's cherry picking, but I want to illustrate a point. In the matters of family, like family decorum, relations, and status, that can be like really blunt. So while there's 面子 to be like maintaining the face, right, and proper decorum and separation, family, you can probably find significant number of instances where China separates, like Chinese culture separates from Japanese, and Chinese typically do not bite their tongue or be polite when it comes to family. So whenever you do something like disgraceful or something that's potentially disrespectful to the family unit, bluntness, you can find evidence, like significant evidence, where that's when the 面子 falls down. Like they drop the politeness and tell you like it is, right? So there are few exceptions that Japanese are consistently still even more disciplined in that way, where like if someone like says your family is garbage, it's of low standard, you bite your tongue if that is a superior to you, right? If that person is superior to you, you bite your tongue. You separate your emotions from your public appeal. You lick boots as long as it helps you in the long run, and it reduces emotional stress between anyone, so you do not create conflict. And that was what Saori was about. In fact, a lot of the Persona social links, since you're the stranger, right? You're the MC, you are the stranger. You always say the right things. So like going back to the whole why P3 was such an important game to me when I was 18 years old, at the cusp of leaving high school. Actually, I might have already gone to college then too. Um, I I I resonated with the MC. The MC felt like it was just telling my story, like not like the whole persona thing. I'm talking about the social aspect, right? You um I I didn't think Makoto, and by extension Shiomi, was a unique character, like someone that fulfills wishes or you want to be them popular. I liked the character because I got to experience everything else. It was like living through the lens of someone finally gets it situation. Like the people at ATLUS are writing something that gets me. Coincidentally, I'm not saying they wrote the game to pander to an Asian American. They wrote the game to illustrate all the things, the pros and cons of behaving like a Japanese character, right? Like a Japanese person who is willing to listen and nudge people along by being present. That was what I did when I was younger. It's not the way I operate now because I've grown up, I went to college, I have a bunch of friends who are part of different cultures, Westernized and Eastern cultures. So I can play ball. Now I can be a direct who needs direct affection, or like be emotionally inclined forward when someone else's culture is more westernized. However, my default when I was a young kid was I did exactly what the Makoto MC did. And in the scape of games nowadays, you can see from P3 to P4 to P5, especially P5. P5 embraced vigilantism, right? It's become more and more progressive. It's become more and more showing that youth is being more progressive. They're more proactive now, as opposed to stoic and silent and voiceless. So when I played like P3 on the PS2, I thought it was incredibly mundane. Like Makoto was an incredibly mundane character, and I felt really close to it. Like we're talking about mundane in not a bad way. Where I felt that Makoto is a boring, voiceless people pleaser that always says the right things but does very little to help people solve their problem other than do the one thing that is expected of them to help when it's in the context of Japanese and Chinese by extension area. Japanese and Chinese, one of the solutions or one of the things that are like this, people want someone to listen to, like care about them, like be there for them, because the social pressures of removing your emotions from everything at a young age is difficult to have. Now, why am I talking about this? Because Persona 3 and all the Persona games are now far more topical now, and they are becoming more and more progressive. Basically, they're wish fulfillments. I think one of the greatest draws of Persona 3, especially now in Persona 4 and 5 and even 6, is that by sheer coincidence, topically in this day of age, right, on the net, that's where ATLUS presents most of its media now, it represents by coincidence the same feeling. So now people are resonating with the feeling of the MC and their wish fulfillment that the MC has. So Makoto, you want everyone to be your friend. You want to always know what to say, and you want all your friends around you to be able to fix their own problems while you sit there and nudge them along. And then you want to be the hero. So P3 to P4 to P5, it became progressively more active. So the characters become more and more involved, like more vigilantism. Like, I know I haven't played all of P4, and then I haven't played any of P5. However, from P5X, the portrayal, P5 is like a taboo, basically. Like having kids, like school kids, think that they can take action over the agency of adults. Like they know better. They can take action because they are pure of heart. That's a more of a progressive line of thinking that P3 does not have yet, because this was like 20 years ago, right? It's slowly, Japan, in my opinion, has, for the internet, has a larger and larger portrayal of progressive thought, which in Japan, progressive thought is heavily westernized. And that's not to say that I know what's happening in Japan. The idea is, when they're making video games and they want to reach a large audience, a lot of the characters have wish fulfillment or resonating points. And that makes P5R feel far more westernized. Like for me, when I was growing up, when I look at vigilantism, I think Americans, Americanization, like young kids thinking they know better than the adults. They don't bite their tongue and obey their adult like their seniority. They buck and take action against what they feel are wrong. To me, that is wish fulfillment from a westernized standpoint, and wish fulfillment for now, the current state, in my opinion, of Japan, when you think of the kind of dissonance that's happening between the youth culture and the seniority of Japan, right? And that can very well be fueled by the intermixing of the internet, like Japan mixing and learning about portrayals of the United States or the UK and other westernized takes, where young people take far more action, right? P3 hasn't gotten there yet. P3 is illustrating the passiveness of most things, and there's still some level of wish fulfillment. So to me, I think P3 is attractive back then and now to a Western audience because it's wish fulfillment. Many people desired to be an MC who can walk around always saying the right thing, doing the right things, even though the MC is lost in their ways, or everyone's lost in their ways. Somehow all of it always works out. It works out. It's very momentous, buck at death, because life has lots of great moments. Meanwhile, when I was playing P3 as a teenager, my first thought is like, wow, this game really gets me. And then the parts where you like nudge the person along, that's the parts that I had problems with. Because you don't do that. You don't just storm the PA room, for example, Saori's thing. You don't just storm the PA room and do whatever you want. There's a chain of command. In fact, oftentimes the teachers are a bit unhinged the way they're written, because teachers are stoic. They are they lock up all of their impressions and their personalities. The way the English is written, at least in the P3P port, all the teachers have really expressive personalities, which to me is not the real thing. Like, and it's not that the real thing is good or bad. Oftentimes, video games make wish fulfillment to make it engaging, and that's why you play video games. It's escapism. So, with the way the two teachers reacted to like kind of like sock it to the male teacher, Ekoda-san, right? Ekoda sensei. That's like that's unhinged. When I think about when I was younger, that's very unhinged. It's something that I wouldn't understand until much later in my life. So when I became like mid-20s and I was exposed to other types of liberal thoughts, like liberal thoughts in the United States, now I can appreciate why this is so attractive as wish fulfillment. I played P3 because I thought, man, that's exactly how I feel most of the time. I spend most of my time people pleasing, and that gives me reward. I love seeing people happy. That's why salary hits a pretty big note. I love seeing people happy. I love being needed. So when I was younger, I was the person who goes around maintaining like 16 to 20 different social links and 5 different cliques, and those cliques like hate each other. So if I ever get found that I'm part of one clique and another clique, I just want to fit in. Like I want to be there, listen to things. So most of the time I listened. In fact, it is hard for me to know if anyone even remembered the things I said in high school. I was invisible, right? You wanted to be invisible. That is the idea, the essence of being a Japanese high school student as portrayed 20 years ago. You want to be invisible. You don't want to draw attention to yourself. Whenever you speak and someone listens to you, you're giving credit to them. You are trying to encourage them. They are the solution to their own problem. Occasionally you might nudge, but the salary one, that was a hard nudge. And P5R is the hard nudge. So P5R is tough for me as to understand value. Vigilantism is something a place of pride and arrogance too. So especially from a young perspective, right? So that's kind of what I was talking about earlier. It's in the vein of most of the Persona games. Like literally felt like Makoto, a voiceless protagonist who tries to fit in as much as possible and maintain as many social links as possible and only say the right things. Do not stir and instigate and push people to action. You are there to listen because the people around you are more than capable of fixing their own problems, solving their own solutions, coming to the realization of their own feelings, emotions, and whatnot. The secret sauce is that when you're an MC that does the thing that Japanese people don't really do for each other very often, which is to listen and provide emotional support. That was the key to most of your social links. What does Makoto and Shiomi do? You pick the right encouragement and be there for them. And every character does their thing. So nearly all of the social links, they find out how to work out their problems themselves. And it is you that get the reward of seeing them succeed. And that's why I really like Persona 3. When I was a teenager, that's how I felt. What gave my life meaning is to be present and allow people to succeed because I'm there cheering them on. And that's how I expressed myself when I was a younger kid. And when high school is gone, I would be surprised if anyone ever remembers me. And it didn't matter, right? That's the whole existential crises thing, the life and stuff. When high school is over, I'd be surprised if anyone knew I even existed. The idea is those memories were great to me because then I get to see, oh yeah, I remember this kid. This kid, super successful now, working for NASA. Like, I talk about all of my life, like, stories in high school, how I was like depressed and fitting in, getting discriminated against, like bullying and stuff. I talk about it like moments of cherished reflection because I was there. That's how I look at it. And that's what I feel captures the core of Persona 3. When you're gone, and you're gone as in like, you don't have to literally, this is a bit of a spoiler because I played Persona 3. When you're gone, both figuratively and literally, the marks you leave behind isn't the only thing that defines you. It's what you ended up using your time for. it creates meaning to your life, right? So in that way, if you can touch people's souls and create memories with them, they can also carry on your legacy. So P3 does hit a particular resonating spot, and P4 becomes a little less relatable for me in this sense, but it becomes more relatable to me on my future, my adulthood, like my midlife, or not my midlife, but my young adulthood, where I became more proactive. And in P5, right now, through the lens of P5X, like the little sparsing things, the teasers, they're incredibly proactive. It's so progressive, right? It's incredibly progressive to have a bunch of high school students doing wish fulfillment by completely reconditioning and rewriting adults' potential. It's wish fulfillment because you can change literally the heart of an aging adult. That is romantic. It's incredibly romantic, and it appeals to a Western audience as well as the wish fulfillment of the younger audience in Japan, right? Or even China at this point. So that's kind of the deep cut here from yesterday's discussion. I was quite invested in it. All right, and another thing to highlight from yesterday, we did see the conclusion of Shinjiro. Shinjiro conclusion was to look out for his big bro, right? And the realization that life is short, and he was trying to close the chapter in his life, find closure. That's what the Moon Arcana was emphasizing, because there's going to be the sun, like it's then a new beginning happens with the sun. So the Moon Arcana, and as I have already known, right before it, I didn't realize you could date Shinjiro because of your Xiaomi thing. However, obviously then we crossed the Ken's mother, right? Ken Amada's mother situation. Shinjiro protected Ken, took 2 bullets. Technically, he's in the hospital, right? That was one of the tragedies in Persona 3. Sorry, spoilers. And so we did that environment, and we fought the fortune, and is it fortune and chariot? The really, I feel like it's a very trolly battle. We did that. Any social links? We're trying to wrap up the social links. We still have to figure out what Bebe is gonna turn out. Salary was the big one. Completing Shinjiro's one, to look out for Aki, right? Look out for Akihiko. A big heart, very sacrificial, but he has problems expressing it. That's kind of the theme of Japanese youth, right? Like Shinjiro is not that great at expressing his affection or his compassion. Like quite literally, most of your social links deal with the youth deals with a problem of like emotional expression, and you are the listening ear. And then we had some Koromaru stuff. I think. I think the puppy thing was the day before. Ken is trying to express how he's frustrated and want to grow up the more, right? Quickly. And then there's that little weird thing that's going on where Ken has a motherly love attachment. Or like Xiaomi situation. I don't know if I don't think this is going to be present in Makoto, right? Well, I don't recall it being in Makoto. Aegis, we only started Aegis. We haven't actually done anything with Aegis. So right now we're in that moment. We're gonna be doing all the wrap-ups, like lots of social link wrap-ups. And then I'll remember this. Oh, Leo was the other thing with everyone's being happy and she's back on her footing. However, we haven't yet seen the conclusion of that. Oh, and also Hirotoshi, the emperor, right? He was kind of trying to, someone was a teacher, an unknown teacher was pressuring him to scapegoat you, because you were out at midnight, like at a late hour, as to label you as the culprit, and he refused because he's a man of he's a kid of upstanding rules, and that's pretty sweet. Obviously, he's also stringent to a fault, but he has some passion going on. So we'll see what happens there. Michael is still in limbo, right? We don't know if she's gonna go with her dad or her mother. Yeah, there's quite a lot. So we're gonna go into it. I just wanted to talk about something that is really cool about P3 when I'm like reflecting on 20 years ago. And I genuinely do believe right now that Persona games are very topical nowadays as well. Coincidentally, the internet, in my opinion, has created a microcosm that coincidentally lines up with a lot of the feelings that Persona 3 is evoking. The feeling of vicariously living through other people, silence, consistently consuming and listening without an ability or agency to affect meaningful things that are happening, right? So the sense of nihilism, smallness, fatalism, and I do interact with many people on a daily basis that have to navigate these things at a very young age. And no, it's not a coincidence that they are 18-year-olds to like 20-ish, 21, 22-year-olds. I actually spend more time seeing things that are reflected in Persona games more so than what I feel now. So, like, this is more of a nostalgia point for me. Going through Persona 3 is a retrospection now. I actually am pretty far away from my old self. You could even argue that my older self didn't just die, but it figuratively it set the ground to become a new thing. So much like the idea of the moon, right? The moon coming up and disappearing, and then the sun coming out with a new beginning. High school was that chapter for me. When I got to college, it was a very different story. Honestly, ATLUS, like for me personally as a statement, if ATLUS ever follows up with Persona 3 in college, that would be so awesome. Like, they just don't call it Persona, maybe call it like a different name, and it deals with the post high school era. That would be really fun. Like, I'm genuinely curious how they would write it. For me, what I see in Persona is I see kids today in Persona. It might look like a different context. Like, maybe it's not about a passive aggressiveness in the classroom, right? For example, or shunning and ostracizing and indirect bullying and like machinations like that. Honestly, the terrifying, or maybe a little terrifying thing, is that it's even more subtle than that in real life. Like, those things cut you. They cut you not deeply all at once, but it's micro cutting you all the time. Like, suddenly no one wants to talk to you in class and you don't know why, right? That's the passive aggressiveness when it comes to the pros and cons of a decorum that rarely ever reveals their emotions. You won't know until something slowly eats at you. And that's kind of one of the things about Japanese media at this time. I think Japanese media and the portrayal of Japanese media has become maybe intentionally by design more progressive because it reaches a larger audience. As if there's anything that I would say aligns like the Chinese thought and the Japanese thought, is pragmatism. So if they release a product and it reaches a worldwide audience, usually they continue to try to curate that and build more products like that. So if the larger audience and the monetization, like practical stuff, if it's well received, then they typically continue to incorporate it. So that to me explains like the progression from P3 to P4 to P5. P5 is very progressive in my opinion. Again, from a sobering base culture perspective. Going around thinking that you constantly know better, especially when you're 18, that's kind of the exception, not the rule. Right? Alright, so let's get back into this. And we have a bunch of... Oh yeah, that's right. Akihiko's persona got awakened. I forgot they have awakenings in this game. Caesar is his awakened persona. Alright, so the question is, what have I done? I don't remember where I stopped. Did I accept the request? What are my requests? I need the... Okay, so I got the oil. This is block 4. This I can have a block 4. Okay, so I need this. Oh yeah, this is the one where I have to go around and talk to a bunch of people. This is later. This is later. Oh. Block 5. And okay, these are all the second half of block 4. Wait, did I already get the... Oh, okay. And I need to get the sushi. Okay. What time is it? Wow, it's already... Dang. I really started late today. Okay. Oh, we can do whatever we want at night now that our stats are filled. Tanaka, I'm missing Tanaka. So I have to come back when he's available. What else can I do at night? The only thing I missed in schedule is Tanaka. And something with Akihiko. I don't know what to do with myself. Okay. This feels really real when you are such on an autopilot and you know what to do and all that, like, and then suddenly you don't have anything to do. What do? You just go to sleep, I guess. That's kind of what I do as well. What day are we on? I guess we're just gonna go to bed. Just go to bed. For once in a while, just go to bed. Alright, so now we have to collect the clues to getting the helmet from Ono. Ono sensei. Mr. Ono is in the faculty office, right? He's wearing a fine helm. Hmm? Oh, it's you, Kotone. Did you have a question about my lecture? Hey, what are you staring at? Is it my helm? Could that be it? Is this really happening? Whoop! That's a discerning eye you've got there, kid. Isn't this helm great? Isn't it? Desu ne? It's a historic masterpiece Masamune has had since he was young. Mr. Ono's story goes on and on. So Masamune gave this helm to his vassal before he departed. Such generosity. It's as if he foresaw his fate. He sobs. And that's why I couldn't possibly part with it. I could give you something else from my personal collection, though. One with no connection to Masamune. If you still want one, you do still want it, right? Come see me again, I'll let you have it. Enjoy the tale of Masamune. Well, sort of. You feel that you're... Okay. Oh, we don't need any more stats. If you come to the faculty office again from tomorrow on, you may be able to get a helm from Mr. Ono. Okay. Alright, we're going to the shrine. The old lady. Are you the old lady? The old man. Okay. Wait, the old lady. Is this supposed to be the old lady? Woman. Gekkokan students on the brink of death. This is the kind of incident that makes the headlines. The higher up told me to gather information, so here I am. But these cases aren't my thing. That's not who I'm looking for. Oh, when I interact with the shrine? Wait. Oh, this shrine? No. This shrine? Oh, okay. It's Inari Sushi. Despite your academic prowess, you are unable to think of an acceptable way to obtain it. Hey, you there. Why do you have such a sullen look on your face? Did something happen? A child your age should be carefree. What you need is a good meal and some rest and you'll feel better. Here, have the Inari Sushi. Oh, that's the sushi I need. Okay. You have to be optimistic. Your generation is Japan's future. Well, good luck. Cheer up. Aw, that's really cute. Yeah, that's the request that I needed. Sorry, I was looking for the item. Okay. Is that Inari Sushi you have with you? I've heard it's delicious. So this article used for a festivity that people love. This sweet yet slightly sour aroma is fascinating and arouses my own hunger. Me too. I haven't eaten yet. In return for bringing me such a delicacy. Okay, what do we got? A scrub brush? Okay. That's all we needed to do. Now, back. Okay, so something I don't understand. I forgot why some of the lost souls were some of the social links you have. Because we're gonna go and visit... what's his name? Bunkichi? Is that his name? Bunkichi? And he was he was lost in Tartarus. The old guy here. I don't know what that was about. I don't know if they explain it. So we're about to see it on the conclusion here. Dear, you spelled it wrong. There are 2 K's. I know. I just forgot to write the second one. I feel bad for Kotone-chan and all the people who've been campaigning to save the tree. Oh, speak of the devil. I'm writing a letter. Something I haven't done in ages. But I can't remember how to spell half these words. Am I finally losing it? I used to have an amazing vocabulary. What is it for? Sorry, can't let you see it. Top secret. Oh, Bunkichi. Yeah, Bunkichi. I'll tell you when the time comes, Kotone-chan. Well, aren't you curious? I'm interested to know. We feel the same way. Every day, we just can't wait to see you. Lately, I even feel smarter. Maybe I should go back to school. Just kidding. Okay. I think I remember this one, though. I remember this one. I hope we can clean up the store before you come back next time. After saying goodbye to Bunkichi and Mitsuko, you decide to go back to the dorm. Okay. I think this is new part of the Tartarus, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Strega, the guy from Strega was the one who shot um Shinjiro, and then Shinjiro saved Ken.
You look half dead. What are you doing here?
Ken ran away while the team discussed the aftermath of Shinjiro situation.
When Mom died protecting me, no one would believe the real reason for her death. To this day, it's still on file as an unexplained accident. That's why I wanted to make it clear. I thought that's what she would have wanted. Maybe then she'd finally be at peace.
That's such a rough topic.
They said he was the victim of some violent crime. No one knows the truth. Just like with Mom. And once again, I'll be left behind.
You've been left behind twice. Did you ever think there might be some meaning in that? I'm not here to drag you back.
You are left behind because you can live your life. It was a gift people gave you. That's kind of what I would like. I don't know where this is. I forgot where this is going, but that's what I would consider saying. Like, you can see it as being left behind, or you could see it as an opportunity to live. People defended you and protected you to give you an opportunity to live, not to leave you behind. More like push you ahead.
You can stay in this place until you die if that's what you want. But if you still have the will to fight, then come back and stand on your own 2 feet.
That's the Akihiko flavor right there. Yeah, don't give up.
He's right.
He turned away from Akihiko as he left.
I've known it all along. I'd just been lying to myself. I was consumed by hatred. I couldn't face the thought of being alone.
You feel alone because you make it that way, right?
But that's exactly what happened.
Yep, self-fulfilling prophecy. Ken slams his small fist into the cold wall.
All this time, I've just been running away.
Running away makes you alone, right? So, kind of a tough, vicious cycle.
I've made up my mind.
Obviously, I'm saying this with the idea that if there are people who care about you, it is understandable that you will still try to run away and be alone, right? It is through the idea of having people around you that is insistent that they don't give up on you or help you with your grief and your mourning and giving you time to process. Obviously, it doesn't have to be extreme in this case where it's a big wake up call, right?
I won't run away. I swear that I won't run anymore. Shinjiro-san, I'll see it through to the end.
It's a gift.
So you don't need to worry.
And then obviously, don't give up. This is what Akihiko. Oh, yeah, that's right. He gets his awakening persona. Oh, I don't remember that. I do not remember that persona. Hello, Nemi. A pretty cool looking persona.
I'll be okay now, Mom. Goodbye.
Everyone's here except for Ken and Akiko.
It's already been a day. Yes, it has.
So, where's Akihiko-san?
He said to leave Ken-kun alone, but I don't know. Maybe we should look for him. What's your opinion?
Let him be. Right.
So you agree with Akihiko then?
Nah, Akihiko's got this, right?
I can't wait any
Dramatic
longer.
irony.
I'm going right now to...
And here they are. Front door opens.
Oh, Ken-kun! Oh, thank goodness. I was so worried.
You were?
Amada, are you able to fight?
Yes. I won't run off again.
Are you sure?
Yes.
It's all right. We can trust him. Geez, don't make us worry like that, okay? All right. I'll talk to the chairman. Get some rest.
Support system.
Yes.
Support system unite. Oh wait, I have a free day. Maybe Tanaka-san is here. Oh, there it is. Now we can conclude him too. I've decided to make a donation. Oh, good for you. Because we know that Tanaka has Tanaka is the Devil Arcana. However, his like devilish cynicism is born out of adversity and overcoming adversity. So it's very righteous. It's a righteous indignation that is fueling his justifications for his callousness, right? And that is certainly something that hits very much home in like growing up in the United States. It's quite a storyline that is very ubiquitous, or like at least very in your face, like very apparent or noticeable. She's raising money to help orphans in foreign countries. I don't look at it as a donation so much as an investment. Let me explain. Yeah, whatever you can tell yourself about this. Children who learn to cope with adversity, right? He's an adversity. Are more likely to become rich and famous like me. I believe that too. Minus the last part. Rich and famous, like, so Tanaka is the devil, and he has a bit of narcissistic thing too. So he's imbuing his adversity not with luck and privilege and gracefulness. He is a self-made man, so he's a rich businessman who proved to everyone that he can be better than everyone or make more money than everyone. So it's through righteous indignation that he believes that he's a gift to the world. So for me, I still would accept this because he's still helping, right? He's helping people cope with adversity, provide opportunities. I'm all for that. For myself, it would be that I do whatever I can so that people can overcome adversity to be strong people. The idea of wanting them to be like me is way out of the question. I am a person who is now the age I am, the age I am now, in an environment that the kids nowadays do not have in existence. So being as arrogant and prideful as that, to think that when you help someone cope with adversity, they somehow turn out like you, is narcissistic. So for myself, I kind of do the opposite most of the time. Surround kids, give kids opportunity. If they have adversity, yes. If they don't have adversity, still yes. Give kids opportunities to seek their best versions of themselves, because it's a privilege to do that. Whether I think I'm a self-made man or like, you know, did it all without the help of others and then I'm a blessing, that is definitely Tanaka's. I have a disagreement with Tanaka, obviously, and the way he's presented, how he overcome adversity, that is very apt. It's a very sobering way to think about it, because the way he overcome adversity was that. The way I overcome adversity, I attribute it to all my luck. The luck of having family, the luck of bumping to strangers like me, going to college and bumping into great mentors and people that... So what I feel is that as the cause of that, despite overcoming adversity, it was a collective effort. Will I be pulling the new character? You mean Beachside Minami? Yeah, I'll be pulling Beachside Minami. I'm not sure about Seaside Puppet yet. Not sure about Seaside Puppet, but Minami I'm probably gonna pull. So the next character, yes, like tomorrow we'll be pulling. That's why I didn't pull an A2 Miku. She's a utility buffer, right? And when I think of value, I think of utility. So she buffs everything. gotta get that in the wheelhouse. Puppet, not so sure yet. I have to choose between Puppet and Ichigo, which is Berry, the Falling. If I get really lucky with each side Minami, I might pull the next 3. I'm thinking of donating 10 million yen. Not a corporate donation, but a private one. When I told them over the phone, they sent me this. President Tanaka handed you a thank you note. I received it the very next day. Now I can't back out. 10 million yen is nothing to me though. Once those children grow up and become successful, I'll introduce myself to them. I'll say I'm the one who made it all this possible. Then I'll be well taken of in my old age, taken care of in my old age. This idea probably would not have occurred to me if it wasn't for our conversations. In no way, if it like, I would not give him that impression. Obviously, you're not really doing anything. You're listening, and you're telling them what they want to hear, right? The earlier rant about the B3 archetype of the MC. By talking to you, more like by talking at you, you don't really say very much. I seem to have developed an interest in watching others mature. So do I, mister. We're probably around the same age too. Like, he's probably a 40-year-old, like somewhere in the middle. I thank you for that. Actually, I should be thanking myself for wisely noticing this. Wow, how humble of you. Despite his self-flattery, you sense President Tanaka's true appreciation. That's what I would think too. However you frame it, I genuinely believe in the good nature of people. So that's what I mean by I kind of identified when I was younger at, and I still hold that tenet today as the MC. You want to see the good side of people at all times, regardless of how despicable it may be or disagreeable. My inclination is that Tanaka is trying to be like a tsundere, basically. Like, he's trying to be repulsive, but he's not really. He doesn't want to show weakness in his compassion for others. At least that's what I would think about him, even now to this day. Like, oh sure, it's because you're an egotistical, you're a megalomania. Sure that you want to see people mature, but you're just doing it for your selfish argument. Sure, buddy. I know you. you have a good heart. That type of thing. That's usually how I would go about it, right? You feel like you fully understand him now? Sort of. Like a nuanced way. So that's a pretty cute ending. Like you see the glimmers of hope, right? Like, and it's not that Tanaka-san wouldn't change over time. I feel like when people have enough, obviously you can make an argument, oh, some people never have enough. Well, the question is, are they ever succeeding? I think I like to believe that for the most part, most humans, when they have enough, like into their older age, when they get older, the next thing they think about is the future, other people, right? Like other kids, their own kids. They want to pass on a legacy. So that's kind of what I have wishful thinking about this because I hold this idealism. When someone is successful enough, I like to believe that what is their next thing? What are they going to do next? Think of the future generation, right? Again, naive. This is a naive principle. It's a belief that I have. It's irrelevant to me if it's the reality. Well, irrelevant as in it wouldn't deter me from stop believing in it. You can certainly cherry pick and tell me that that's not true. It wouldn't deter my belief that I want to believe in. It's often those interviews you would hear when someone, like a younger interview would interview an older person. It's like, how much do you make? Like, in terms of numbers, like 6 figures, 7 figures, how much do you actually make? And then a person that I would resonate with, they would smile and say, I make enough. They go, well, what is your net worth? Like, how much would you spend? I have enough. Let's go talk about all the good that we can do. Or let's go talk about what we can do with that enough. Let's go make more than enough to give away. That's the type of personality I would resonate with oftentimes. When someone asks me, so don't you want to be popular and have lots of views? I have enough. If it does happen, I'll try to learn how to use it, how to share it with other people. But I have enough. So whenever someone projects their need onto someone, the motivation is like, oh yeah, don't you want to be the best Japanese language learner? I'm like, I think I'm satisfied. I'll keep working the way I can and to the best of my ability. Like, but aren't you concerned that you'll never become the best? It's like, I have enough in my life. So I'm pretty satisfied. I don't have an urgency to fulfill a requirement I may or may not achieve, right? That's kind of the whole P3 thing, the whole nihilistic thing and the fatalism thing. And now I want to give, so it's a very nice thing to play a Persona game again and see how that changes my perspective on how you handle your social links. It's not a sacrifice, it's a gift. And the MC in Persona 3, that's what one of the ultimate messages that the MC gives. Beelzebub, huh? You can keep that letter. I worked myself to the bone to earn that money, and all I get in return is a piece of paper? But it's not a bad feeling. Yeah, alright, buddy. I'm going now. The paparazzi could be anywhere. If any of them were to find out, my plan would be ruined. Oh, by the way, I've decided to cancel the exclusive modeling contract we discussed. You're better off being a diamond in the rough. No one needs to polish you. You'll shine on your own. When you do, everyone will take notice. I'll look forward to that day. Toodaloo, girl. Toodaloo. Alright, I mean... neat. My room. Oh, Pharaoh's. The sense that familiar presence.
Hello. It's cold tonight. Can you believe it's already autumn? It'll be winter before you know it. You seem tired. Did something happen?
Nothing really. Oh, true.
Is that so? In this world, people die every day.
Oh, what aboutism?
Until recently, this was the same to me as the blowing of the wind. But now I see things differently. For the first time, I have a friend. Lately, I've become more certain of something. You know the end I've spoken of? Some people refer to it as the fall. But regardless, it's drawing near. Don't you sense it? We are kindred spirits, you and I. So why is it that only I can remember? This is a heart-rending matter. Is my existence something you are unable to accept?
Death.
Forgive me if I have said anything peculiar today. Perhaps it is the change of seasons. Of course, our friendship remains steadfast. Well, I shall bid you farewell for now. Good night. I'll always be by your side.
Death? There's a lot of layers to this. What he's referring to, metaphorically. You overhear a conversation. Okay. Midterms start next. Oh yeah, we still have midterms of the second semester, huh? Midterms start next Tuesday. Math is killing me. Sine, cosine, tangent. Megidola. Wait, that's almighty damage. What is it? Megidolaon. Sine, cosine, tangent. What in the world is going on with them? Alright, sure. Exam starts next Tuesday. Exam starts next Tuesday. I'd rather spend the time doing experiments. The precise moment when two agents come into contact is so exciting. Alright, Kotone, it's your turn to answer my question today. It's Japanese tradition to place some salt next to the entrance of a bar. Wait, we covered this. Okay, new question. Do you know why a matador's capote? I don't know how to pronounce that word. Is red as to excite the audience. Not the bowl. Not the bowl. It's the audience. Okay, that's matadors and the red like cape thing. That is definitely a construction of Looney Tunes. Oh, you knew. Well, that's correct. Bulls can't distinguish red from any other color. Yeah, they can't. It's the like the fluttering around and the antagonist, like the movement and the antagonization. That is not the color of the flag. It's the fluttering of the I don't know how to, I don't know what that thing is called, but the cape capote that that excites them. The audience, however, becomes very anxious at the red cape. Human reactions to color is very interesting. Gave the correct answer. Yeah, it's one of the bigger misconceptions. Technically, it is still the flag. It is still the motion of the, like, it is still the flag that is responsible for exciting the bull. The misconception is it deals with the color. Alright, we gotta go to the faculty office. Listen to Ono gush about Sengoku era. Oh, wait, maybe not. Miss Miyahara. The math teacher is here muttering to herself. Let's see. I put in an average of 2 hours of overtime. Factor in the mean age. Add a little spice here, here, and here. According to my extrapolations of next year's salary here, I can expect a 4.1% increase. Huh. If I round up, does that actually get to 5.17%? In any case, this is one beautiful equation. Ms. Miyahara seems to be calculating her income. Oh, hello there, Kotone-kun. Did you overhear my calculations? Isn't my use of pi in that equation a daring move? Sure, it may have been strictly necessary, not have been strictly necessary, but it's a question of elegance. Do you understand? Wakarimashita ka? I must have sounded like Miss Terauchi. Which one is that? Oh, Terauchi there. We sat close to one another. I assume you're here because you've discovered the beauty of math, right? The beauty of math. Once you master its brilliance, even winning the lottery is a breeze. Calculating probability from all sides, and determining the precise collection totals too. If you factor in the profit from saving the money you win, you'll never lose. Not that I ever bought a ticket. The lotteries, what was that? The age-old idiom is that lotteries are for people who are bad at math. If you do the math, there's a reason for it. at least, maybe not the Japanese lottery, for example. I don't know about the Japanese lottery, but I can assure you the lotteries that I'm aware of, you can most certainly guaranteed to win the lottery. Like, if the whole purpose is the act of winning. Now, if you're factoring in your return on investment and the calculation of the value of your time by executing the investment, that's a different story. It's for people who are bad at math. Mr. Ono doesn't seem to be returning. He decides to give up for the day. What the? He's not here. We'll have to check back tomorrow. Alright, Michael next. We get to see how her divorced parents are doing. Hey, I know. Let's go get some takoyaki. You gave in to Michael's begging and went to takoyaki. Okay. I made my decision. I'm going to live with Mom. She can't cook or clean or do anything without me. She really needs my help. I don't have to worry about Dad. Even without me around, I think Dad will be okay on his own. Michael is trying to force a smile. So, Mom and I are gonna move pretty soon. Sorry. We'll still be friends though, right? Friends forever, man. BFFs! Yeah! Best friends forever, BFF. Forever and ever, okay? You can't ever forget about me, promise? Okay? Michael's taking a real liking to you. So she's moving. It's the impressions and memories, right? You leave on people. I need to get ready to move, so I'm going home now. I'll see you later. Now, here's a counter argument to that. When people leave and drift apart, when I'm interacting with youth of today, online youth of today, when people drift apart, their first assumption is that they will be forgotten. And I'm not saying that's not true or it's gonna happen. The idea is when people drift apart, when you're convinced that they're going to forget you, you start to wonder if you try to be forgettable or you try to be memorable. For myself, when I talk to someone, I try my best to be memorable. It's not whether they forget me or not. It's the idea that I tried. So, being apprehensive and regretful when someone leaves and you're like, they're probably just gonna forget me tomorrow. Instead of like, in my opinion, instead of weighing against yourself and giving yourself a reason not to take a gamble on people, that is a consequence you share with yourself. I gamble each day on everyone I meet. So because of that effort, I get better at gambling, so to speak. That's a really terrible analogy, but I get better at making myself memorable. I don't concern myself with whether they forget me or not the next day or a month from now or a year from now. One day, that one person, that couple of people, in my opinion, would be worth the validation, if you need validation. For myself, much like Tanaka-san, seeing people mature is great. That's like the ultimate reward. Since, in my opinion, I have enough, I don't really require affirmation. Tanaka-san kind of pushes the envelope, like him showing up and telling them like it's not possible without his charitable thing. Still struggling with affirmation, I guess, self-worth. At least to integrate the various social links that we had so far. Let's see. Right? Here's another deep cut. I give. Giving is not the same as transactional. If you're someone who says you would like to help to be rewarded, that is not a gift. It is an exchange. So I'm not saying one is better than the other. Being honest with yourself and understanding why your motivation to do things is a great way to help with catharsis, like being comfortable with understanding. If you constantly think that when someone stops talking to you, you'll be forgotten, you can make yourself aware or try to rationalize, well, if they forget about you, it's the act of not being memorable. Now, what can you do about it, as opposed to like trying to worry about what has come to pass, right? For myself, if like the majority of people forget me after like spending only 15 minutes or saying hi once, it requires some self-awareness to provide catharsis. Like if I say hi, if someone says hi, how are you? And I say hi, how are you? What are you doing? And they're already gone. Of course they're going to forget me. Right? There's a line between self-entitlement and transactional. And for myself, I legitimately mean when I choose to give something, it's a gift. Gifts do not require reciprocation. Now, I understand how that sounds if you're thinking about it from the perspective of like a westernized audience, right? Like, or an American. Like, I understand that concept where you grow up and when you give someone something, you're almost obliged to return the reciprocation. And even Japan, that's a natural inclination, right? You give a gift and then the other person is obligated and bound to give back, right? I'm kind of a mix of the two. For me, when I say I'm gonna give you something, I give you it. There's no give and receive. Like, that's not how that, like, to me, that's not the word what give means. If you want to exchange gifts, for lack of a better part, or exchange presents, I'm fine with that too. Like, I'm down. Let's play the game of exchange. When I give my time, I can't tell you how often over time someone is gonna say, I'm sorry for taking up your time, or I'm sorry that I might be being a burden to you. And my first thought is like, I'm pretty sure, and in the beginning I told you that I choose to give you my time, so do not. They can still say it, because in my opinion it can make them feel better, right? Like, oftentimes people in a dark place, they will feel guilt. like taking up people's time or being a burden to them and whatnot. And it still feels good for people to be very considerate or compassionate. I still think that it is worth also persistently telling them that if you're gonna help, if I'm going to help someone, I'm giving you my time. So make use of it, right? Use it. Take the advantage. It's the opportunity. You're not there to pay me back. Like, I'm not asking you to be successful because I gave you my time. I'm asking you to want to be successful, right? Like, that's kind of the tough part about interacting with people who are in a tough spot. They ultimately consistently feel guilty about not meeting up to an expectation that, in my opinion, they set for themselves. So you want to reinforce that. You want to say, it's okay. If you think you're failing, don't worry. We'll tackle it together. If you want me to tackle our failures together, let's go and tackle our failures together, right? It's not only on you, and you are not there to reciprocate something when you're not ahead, when you're not already succeeding, right? People like Tanaka-san was insisting, there are people who don't have opportunities. So when you give them opportunities, in my opinion, against Tanaka-san's portrayal, you know, a fictional character, right? A fictional character. To place a burden on someone to maximize your opportunity is like kicking a person while they're down. You give something to them in hopes of helping them. Placing more obligations on them and reinforcing their guilt to pay you back, in my opinion, it reduces the possibility of that person from succeeding. If you're gonna give. If you're gonna exchange. Like, if I help you, you can help me. Present that, in my opinion. It's still very normalized since I typically interact with a very particular type of people, and I'm not saying that I'm not grateful. It's very sobering. It constantly reminds me of how tough it is to be in a bad mental state. Like, it's vicious. You want to help someone, and that person consistently beat themselves up for accepting your help, right? And not really even accepting your help in the sense of accepting your gift. It's tough for people to accept gifts when it only makes them feel more guilty of where the gift is coming from, right? I think that's one of like the tougher parts about interacting or seeking or running towards people with problems. And I'm typically trying to find more clever ways, like find interesting different strategies to try to like keep the person's mind off of that. If I wanted to be a bit more direct, the best way to pay back if you really feel guilty or pay, the person who's in a bad spot, the best way to show that you appreciate the gift is to use it and show that it is meaningful to you, right? That's kind of what I try to remind them. Like, I'm providing you with a gift. The honest, greatest thing you can do is show that you're doing better. Like, with the gift, you are making the most of it, as opposed to wallowing in your sense of guilt, right? Because people who genuinely want to give and help someone, much like Saudi and like maybe the MC, you feel good when you see them feel good. Otherwise, you're interacting with someone who thinks it's a transaction, as in they're not all good. They're looking for something, right? So if you find those people, sure, you can feel guilty or you can place pressure on yourself, and it still works. By the way, it still works out. If you place pressure on yourself to repay the kindness to someone who is giving you signals of repaying the kindness, it can still work. It can still end up being a win-win situation. For me, I already won. Like, what I mean is, in this situation, I was given the privilege of someone who's willing to accept my gift, and that makes me feel great. Now, if they succeed and like do great things about it in the future, that's the ultimate gift. I take it and run with it, right? I think I'm gonna have this conversation many times over when I'm playing a Persona game. But anyways, all right, let's go. Let's keep going here. Wait, how do I get to the evening already? Oh, wait. Oh, no, I'm fine. We're just gonna go to sleep now. We studied really hard, now we get to go to sleep. Right, Coffers? When you study ahead, you get time to hit the sheets. Even though exams are coming up. Hit the sheets, man. Let's go back to the office here. Is it a different teacher this time? Mr. Ono seems to have stepped out, of course. Miss... Oh. Onishi, the science teacher, is here muttering to herself. The main ingredients are D-glucose, erythritol, saccharin sodium. These are all the sweeteners. What about xylitol? Oh, she might be reading like a label or something, like a packet sugar or something. Take a look at this. Yep, a supplement. I ordered a bag of sand through the mail the other day, and it came with this supplement. Take this to boost your brain power. I can't believe they make such claims with an ingredient list like this. Alternative sugars. Like plain sugar. So glucose, the whole idea of the major source of the active sugar that the brain uses, the simplest sugar, D-glucose, specifically D, the D arrangement for glucose, and then in sugar alcohol, erythritol. Xylitol was one of the the first generation before erythritol. And then saccharin sodium is another sweetener. Take this and then that's just a bunch of sweeteners. See for yourself. The active ingredients in this are all sweeteners. At the very end, it lists DHA, but that means there's only traces amount of it. Yeah, DHA is far more than the sugar. I know it's free, but what a joke. Maybe I'm in the wrong line of work. Don't say that. Oh no, don't say that. Honestly, this cuts really deep when it comes to science. Like, whether it's jokingly or real, sometimes whenever you're in academics and you start thinking about like how minimal knowledge or how minimal subterfuge that you must use in a place of privilege, like privileged knowledge, that you can get away with monetizing certain things or also fixing certain things due to the education difference. You hear this euphemism a lot. It's like, man, maybe I should have gotten into pharmacology, or dang, maybe I should have started selling sugar supplements, or I should have gone into the, I don't know, vitamin market or something, or become a guru to push supplements, that type of thing. It does occur, like, and there are many times I talk about nutrition. Like, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm definitely not a dietitian, so dietitian requires license, right? Like a medical license to practice. However, despite all of that, being educated about like biomolecules, right? Bioactive molecules through like biochemistry and whatnot. It can feel like it takes a trivial amount of knowledge to exceed the amount of stuff that's being sold. Now, the thing is, it's also a little bit egocentric because we have to keep in mind that the product is being marketed to people who aren't well versed in it. So that's not to say that the companies or like the expert or the guru that is selling the supplements and whatnot don't know what they're doing. The idea is you can say it's a two people problem. You could argue maybe there is a lower competence or disingenuousness or a ignorance in the people who are selling the product, but you can also argue that it's a combination with the idea that there's a very low bar to marketing it to a target audience. So that's where the internet expert and gurus come into place, right? And that's what she might be commenting on, whether it's a joke that the company, the people, she can do better, or the people who get sold these things could do better. You can take it if you like, Kotone, though the best it'll do is give a placebo effect. The food they serve at Wakatsu is much better than that, more or less. It's made with a load of fish eyes, a prime source of DHA. DHA is, I think DHA stand the test of time. So far, even 20 years later, like to this day, I think DHA is still pretty solid. In fact, it's a coincidence. I think Saisho recently put out a follow-up to answering their popular questions about which supplements really help, right? And the vast majority of supplements, like not insufficient evidence or mild or negligible significance, right? And there are a few that are potentially deleterious. Meanwhile, DHA is kind of definitely one of them that are still, it stood the tests of continual longitudinal studies. So fish eyes, although eating fish eyes might not be quite the prime example. Fish, right? It's not my thing though. Speaking of DHA, did you know the full term is decosahexanoic acid? I don't know if that's exactly how it's said, but it is IUPAC. It's an IUPAC name. You see, you learned about DHA. Sorry. It's not every day that I get to talk about science or biochemistry anyway. Or maybe that's also organic chemistry if you're thinking about the synthesis process of DHA. It's usually biochemistry because it's a biomolecule that is biologically accessible from consumption. Pretty interesting. Neat little inclusion. Very topical these days because of the hyper efficiency and optimization of school life or any type of life. Like, you can definitely see substance use. And I'm not talking about substance use like just PEDs and things that can create vicious cycles of addiction and, dysphoria and stuff. DHA would be well in the realm of, hey, well, you're a student and you want to be smarter, just spend $100 on DHA and just pop DHA, right? I understand, like, how it could be harmful, technically, sort of speak. It's not harmful to the extent that it would be a risk factor. However, it can be harmful to your wallet. And we already went over Tanaka-san's thing about contributing yen. Like, how do you save money? Well, probably not on buying a lifetime supply of DHA in a supplementary form, and enjoy eating whole foods at a fish place. Like, learn to cook and enjoy, or learn various ways to eat fish, if that's your thing, right? Obviously, it would be out of the question if you're a vegetarian, I suppose, or vegan. But that's kind of one of those choices, like life choices. We're going to the old couple. Ba, ba, ba. Like, enjoy a salmon, a salmon steak or something. Again, if you're a vegetarian, I actually not quite sure if you're a vegetarian or vegan, what would be a plant, if there is a plant that is dense in DHA. If we're following the narrative of DHA, of course. Don't you think so? Oh, I think this is a... Okay, yeah. Have to wait till next visit.
Oh, hey!
And finally, only one shadow left. Well, we still have a whole month, so there's no need to all stressed out. And before that, we have exams. So have you been studying? You know it? Yeah, now we're just chilling. Now we're finally caught up. We get to rest and be rested for everything. Hey, 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 hey. The reason why I do the hey thing is because I remember one of my best friends, Greg. He does that whenever it gets to it. It's like hey, hey, hey. I still remember he was doing that whenever the song gets to that point. Sorry, reminiscing a little bit. Good morning. Have you noticed, Yomi? Whenever we complete an operation, the number of apathy syndrome cases usually decreases. Not this time, however. It's actually increasing. There's only one shadow left. It must be apprehensive. That may be so. I hope so. In any event, if it weren't for you, we wouldn't be here, so thank you. Did you write that down? You better write this down. I'm gonna erase it. Still writing? Hurry up. What are you doing? Texting each other or something? Exam starts next Tuesday. We don't have time to waste. Let's move on to the next sample problem. Like I said, unhinged. Stay alert. Alright. Oh, and I heard someone is counting how many times I say, did you write this down? Pay attention instead. Unhinged. Very, very unhinged. Maybe a little self-fulfilling for the teachers out there. Oh, he's not here. Mr. Akoda, great, this guy, the classical lit teach, is here, muttering to himself. Ugh. Did Miss Toriyumi go home already? The teacher's log is a mess. If she's such an expert on usage, what's with this syntax? And those weird symbols to the side? Is this some kind of face? Won't she ever grow up? Tone, why didn't you speak up sooner? Don't think that people will lead you around by the hand once you're out in the real world. So, what do you want? Miss Toriumi seems to have left her share of unfinished work behind. It must be a severe implement to your education having a teacher like her in charge of your class. Oh, come on. Don't use a middle scapegoating and victim like that. That is so unhinged. Or unhinged and passive aggressive. Using a victim to justify your criticisms of someone else. Like, for example, this one happens far more in terms of like my personal anecdotes. When someone says that they're doing me a kindness by being a jerk. Like, why are you giving me attitude for telling you this? I'm only doing this for your benefit, right? That is this. Now, you can do it third person too. Like, oh, you know, I'm just spreading the word of how crappy this product is because my major concern is for all the small people out there who don't know better. Or this person is acting really gross and scummy because think about all the people that they harm. Well, the thing is, like, you do not have consequential. You're trying to justify your critique of that person, right? Through the use of other people, victimize or creating a victim or a martyr out of other people. That is opportunistic, in my opinion. Like, arguably, being argumentative now, I'm practically doing the same thing in response. See how that doesn't, in my opinion, that doesn't feel great. The idea that you use victims, other victims or potential victims or hypothetical victims as a justification for victimizing someone else. Tough one. It happens quite often. When you read YouTube comments and subreddits, this is a very common thing. Using victims, other victims, not you as part of the victim or like you having the problem. You deflect and make yourself sound like you have the moral high ground in order to justify your criticism of someone else's character. You'll never guess what she said during the teachers conference just the other day. And for the most part, this is, in my opinion, one of the most common form of passive aggressiveness that can occur visibly. The other type of passive aggressiveness in a society, in my opinion, society or an environment that keeps, back talks, talking behind people's back without expressing their emotions up front as a pros and cons, right? Is the idea of shunning, silent treatment. Silent treatment is the other passive aggressive. Like, collectively talk behind the person's back and then ostracizing them. So in-group, out-group. In-group, out-group, silencing. That's kind of... And it's pros and cons. Because where you have politeness and quaintness and whatnot, you have this too. So, take and eat it situation, right? I think that I believe what you are saying isn't wrong. Well, what's with that? I can't make heads or tails of syntax that tortured. It's because of teacher like her, I can hardly blame you youngsters for your grammar, can I? That is so... It's unhinged to me. Like, growing up, westernized to a significant extent. I don't think it's unrealistic though. Like, talking behind someone's back and then using justifications like this. Now listen to me carefully. To begin with, correct Japanese is you are lectured on correct usage of Japanese, which is the same justification that happens consistently when I was starting to learn Japanese. The justification is they care about you and they only want to tell you things with your interest best in mind. And they would suggest that they have your interest in mind, but they never asked what my interests were. If they had, they would understand that my interest did not align with theirs. Happens on the internet all the time. Like, oh, you're just like everyone else statistically. So here's your best interest in mind. It's like, do you know? Did you ask the person? Did you establish rapport? If you didn't, then yeah, it's very like Japanese environment because everyone has similar interests, or you're making the assumption that the vast majority of Japanese people have the same qualities, same standards, less fractionalization, which is what I was talking about with Prokal earlier during Hanzahiro. Less fractionalization allows you to behave like that. You can make assumptions because there's less fractioning, less conflicting ideas and interest. When you go online and you assume that, that's also possible. I just happen to be not one of them. I'm not cherry picking myself, so consider it as a minority report. I am a minority in the landscape, and I know this, and I'm okay with it. So those people can continue to allow me to appreciate their very direct intervention, and I will continue to also remind them that they don't understand my interest. On Twitch, on the internet, echo chambers can produce similar lacking low fractionalization environments. So like if you come on Twitch and someone assumes that I'm a gamer, then I can still assure them that I play video games. Much is the same way as I can assure them that I don't play video games likely for the same reason. So I accept that. So then it wouldn't be like an emotional outburst or like getting angry or something like that. Although I do get into trouble because the other person is more than entitled to get angry when they're being told that's not the case. Which is what would happen if you speak to this guy, Ekoda, and tell him that, no, that's not the case. You know. That would be speaking up against authority. Like, no, the teacher is fantastic. Like, she teaches us proper Japanese. And then he would, like, talk back, right? He would say, like, you don't understand. You're just a kid. How would you know what it's like to be a teacher? Japanese trade-offs. Oh, we get to see the conclusion of the Hierophant social link. For the record, I trust my parents unconditionally. So, like, I do adopt the value system that the people who are older than me, they do deserve venerance and trust and respect. So it does kind of pain me to admit the sobering nature that older people may not always have your best interest in mind, largely because of the type of environment that I have grown up in. However, the people who are close to me, those who are older, I trust them unconditionally. Unkichi is taking a nap. Please wait a while longer. Even if the tree is gone, you'll still live on inside us. What? Unkichi is sleep talking. A closer look. Oh, Kontoni-chan, you're here. You could have just woken me up. Or did you just want to watch me while I was asleep? Oof. I feel relieved now, probably because the problem has been solved. Even though it's in the middle of the night, I feel so sleepy. What problem? I'm deeply touched that you and so many people tried to help us, Kotone-chan. But we sent a letter to Gekkokan-hai. Oh, that's right. That's how it was resolved. Moving on. I told them to cut the persimmon tree down. Are you sure? I thought you'd be more surprised. Well, I guess I needn't have worried. Sorry that we did it without asking you. Recently, I went to visit the persimmon tree, and I met a student on my way back. He told me that the school is planning to build a new addition. It would be selfish of an old man like me to deprive those young people of new learning opportunities. Helping those kids is more important than hanging on to his memory. I think it make our son happy too. He was a teacher after all. You're right. You're hoping as we believe our son in heaven is too. And that more kind students like you, Kotone-chan, will graduate from Gekko Kanhai. Please take this. It's the first fruit produced by a persimmon tree. It's a little rough around the edges like our son. Mitsuko is the one who suggested we give it to you, Kotone-chan. This must be something very important. That's such a beautiful ending. Dang. I did not remember what became of the persimmon tree. Ooh, Koryu is Hierophant. I see. Okay, so I just realized not all the social links have like a voice actor. It's just the main cast. So the main cast, anyone that's part of the main cast has a voiceover for their last chapter. And I look forward to like P3R. It'll be a while. It'll be December before we get there, but I'm curious if P4R expanded the effort. It's diminished return for sure to hire like actors to cover up the social links. P5R, I would anticipate that most of them are covered, and then that's what they advertise in P4R. So I imagine P3R has actors. Now we have to cheer up and get on with our lives. We're too old to waste a single day. Our son will want us to be happy. I'm sure he's smiling down on us from heaven. It's difficult having such a well-respected son. Oh, does it sound like I'm boasting? Well, that's a wrap for the Hierophant. Alright, we're just gonna go to bed until the midterms, right? Early sheets. Early sheets all day long. Or all week long. Oh goodness, there he is. So, Masamune Date decided to follow Hideyoshi Toyotomi and headed for Odawara. Can you feel Masamune Date's heart rendering sorrow as he made his decision? Oh, I wish I lived in that era. I could have gone with Masamune Date. Huh? What's gonna be on the exam next week? Who cares? You feel tired? Anyway, the Sengoku era, the days when men were in their full glory. This modern age is terrible. Are there no true samurai left? Now, let's review what we've learned about the Sengoku era. First, no era was ever as good. Second, so unhinged. I have to keep visiting the faculty office till he gives us his helmet. Seems to have stepped down, alright. Oh, Miss Toriumi, the modern lit teacher, as opposed to the classic lit. Is here modern torso. Ah, darn it, I did it again. What does Class F have their next lecture? Oh, Kotone. What is it? Oh, I get it. You brought me some cake, huh? I'm not a fan of Mont Blanc, but I like all the other kinds. Not that. That's not what I meant to say. Hey, you're here just in time. I was about to fill in the class in on the section I forgot to explain in my last lecture. If I don't do it, I'm gonna get a reprimand. It's tough being a teacher. If I explain it to you right now, could you pass it on to everyone else? It doesn't have to be too detailed. Hey, do you want some watermelon next time I have some left over? Ah! I feel someone staring at me. That rotten Ekota's somewhere around here. Dang it. I guess I'll have to do this myself. Well, I might as well practice the lecture on you. I mean, we've already established you're not going to give the lecture in my place, right? The modern lit and the classic lit teacher arguing with each other. There's a deep cut about that too. Alright, Hangman. Who's Hangman? Oh, Michael. Conclusion of Michael. Hey, come on, let's play on the jungle gym. Then the seesaw, kick the can. We can play all of them all. Okay. Did you fall? Is your knee alright? I'll blow on your scratch. Mom does that all the time for me. Hey, we played enough for you to remember me, right? Don't forget. Seems sad but still smiling. I'm leaving today. And Dad said I'll always be his daughter. Even though we're far away, we're still family. But I don't have to be sad. We're gonna be far apart too, but you and me are family. I mean, not really, but you're my sister, okay? Forever and ever. I won't forget. Keep this, okay? I made it just for you. A bead ring. It's just like mine. Whenever I want to see you, I'll look at this. Please don't throw it away. In the garbage it goes. I'm kidding. When I get big, I'll come see you. I'll save my money and buy an airplane ticket. Until then, bye-bye. I mean, aren't you gonna visit your father though? Do it then. Michael ran very quickly so as to hide her sadness.
Where have you been?
Monday's a holiday, so we have the next 2 days off. There are only one. Yeah. I got you. Prepare. But we're gonna chill with Koro-chan instead. All right. Calm down. I finally caught up. You're too fast, Koromaru. Stop running so fast. My legs aren't long enough. That's not how that works. I wanted to apologize for making so much trouble and worrying everyone. I lost something important, but I gained something at the same time. That's why I think I'll be alright on my own now. Thank you for having me along today. Justice for Ken. Ah, he's back. Alright, this time I'm not going to lose. Let's go. He's behaving like a kid, so that's good. At least in my opinion. He's getting a chance to be... Right. They're writing it in a way that you can see that he's kind of having fun and being playful again. As a kid, in my opinion, as a kid should be. Or should be allowed to be anyway. Sunday. Let's go buy some... What do we got? What is that? RC Geta? Interesting. Geta. RC Geta. That's interesting. I wonder if it makes you something mechanical. Alright, we're visiting the soul-crushing Akinari. The guy, the writer that has a terminal disease. This is also Akinari. This is also a tough one. Grief, mourning, and a terminal. I don't have the tact for that, honestly. It's really tough. Kind of one of the reasons why whenever my parents would ask, or someone would ask, like, why didn't you just become a medical doctor? This is pretty much one of them. It's starting to settle down, I think. Thank you for coming. It's better when I'm not alone. Why do I have to face this alone? Other people don't have to deal with this sickness. I won't ever walk through a sunny field again because my legs and heart can't handle it. All that is left is to draw my sheets around me and count the beats of my heart until they stop forever. Why is this only happening to me? I don't know. Of course not. No one knows. I don't even know. I mean, I understand why I'm dying, but why am I dying? There isn't any meaning to life that I can find, so perhaps I'm not missing all that much. He nods to himself. I wish I could run away. But if my body was capable of that, I wouldn't be here anyway. No matter what I do, my body is there to remind me I'm going to die. And there's nothing I can do. Please don't leave. Just yet. When I'm alone, it feels like it could end at any second. Talking makes it hurt worse. I know, but... No, I'm really coughing, sorry. Like, my voice is like really on the low end right now. I like to talk for a little bit longer. Tries to smile. I'm feeling a little better, so thank you. Your presence is comforting. Yeah, it's more like a hospice situation. I had the privilege in my life to meet a couple people who like work at hospice care. Basically, I'm not sure if hospice is something people know very well about, but is where it's the nurse, like the place where people go to like eventually die, and it's to make their last moments in their life as comfortable as possible. I had the privilege of like interacting with some people who actually work in that environment, like the caretakers. It doesn't get any easier, obviously. It takes some very special people to be willing to do that as well, right? I am there are things that I would probably admit defeat. Like I can't. It's difficult to, like, very much in the hopeful sense. It's starting to get dark. Don't worry, I'll be fine now. It was good seeing you. It's an opportune
Hello?
moment to cough. Okay. Ugh. We're going to chill with Koromaru. Basically, everyone in the cast is hanging out with Koromaru at some point, I guess. Huh. Koro-chan looks happy. Like always. Huh. Isn't that girl the same year? Oh, Rio. Huh. Oh, what a coincidence. Are you walking the dog? Oh, and Fuka-san's here too. Oh, good evening. Oh yeah, you live in the same dorm, don't you? What are you doing? I'm going for a run. It's that perfect time of year, not too hot or too cold. I see. You're working pretty hard. The three of you spoke for a while. Oh. Neat. And Koromaru is just chilling. Oh, we should get going soon. Koro-chan looks bored. Goodbye, Ryo-san. He decided to go back. It's an opportune moment. I think both of them are not at max yet. What is it? What day is it? Monday? Off to the shrine we go. Yep. Oh, come on.
Greetings.
Worst luck, draw. The exam starts tomorrow. It looks like you are all serious about doing well on them. But as for me, I am more serious about what comes after the exams. The final battle. Sorry, I'm trying to work on my monotone spaced out thing. Alright, it's midterms. Hey! Alright, time to sleep. Alright, let's go through our exams. Final exams. Second semester exams. 5 days. What is the #1 source of stress for women? It's the husbands. Wait, that was a chemistry question? Did that just say chemistry? I guess that's a type of chemistry, but what? Wait, what was it about? Was it about cortisol or something? I don't see how that's a chemistry question. Am I crazy? I swear I just saw chemistry question 5 or something. Miscellaneous question 1. Alright, who founded numerology? Moses. Chemistry. What is this? Physics? Question 10. What is superconductivity? 0 electrical resistance. Yeah. But the Onin War was one of the 2 instances that triggered the Sengoku era. Which was the other? The coup of Meiyo, right? Meiyo, something like that. Last day, is this automatic day? Probably automatic day. Too easy. Pen stop while moving. Flap. I really do miss being around people who are studying and like working hard and yeah, he stepped out again. Oh, Takanozuka, the physics. Oh, he was a physics teacher. The haphazard, rushing, impetuous physics teacher is here muttering to himself. I should get going, but there's no time to waste. If I power walk to the station, it'll take 7 minutes. But if I consider the speed the train pulls into the station, 3 minutes might not be enough. Oh, yeah, I'm in charge of dinner tonight, so that's another 12 minutes to getting groceries. I better compensate for the pressure ratio when mashing potatoes to avoid inefficiency. If an average potato's diameter is about 12 centimeters, that comes to... Oh, forget it. Going home is isn't worth the bother. I'm just staying at school. So, oh, it's you, Kotone. Do you want to stay the night at school too? You're looking for Mr. Ono. Oh no. Oh no. Now that you mention it, I haven't seen that helmet lately. I mean, that teacher. I don't have time to fritter away looking for him. Fritter away for him either, so try again later. You know, that helm of his really is a nice piece. I never say so to Mr. Ono's face because I never hear the end of it, but it's fine craftsmanship. The curved line at the top, it's an ideal arc for absorbing impact. An arc like that can absorb about 48% of the impact from above. Then there's the material. It's not just a thick chunk of metal. It's extremely thin metal. In fact, layered with finely braided hemp for added practicality. Those lectures on. So that explains that. See? Isn't it a wonderful specimen? Its origin. I wouldn't know anything about that. Archaeological details don't interest me. I don't know what type of personality we're going for physics. I certainly would want to channel some like Hollywood media portrayal of high-functioning scientists, I suppose. We're basically going to the shrine now to get more friendship points. Social link points. Is Koromaru... Yeah. Bad luck! Dang it, that's 2 in a row.
What's up, dude?
Ew, it's finally over. Dude, wanna go to Tartarus? Yeah, maybe. I'm just saying okay, as in I would think about it, buddy. I'm actually gonna go on a walk. Oh, it's Junpei this time anyways. Okay, Junpei. And going on a jog on a day like this just feels right. It makes me forget all the tests I failed. Look at that. Koromaru's so worked up. I'm sure he has stuff to think about too, like recent events. Dogs are just so honest, you know? When he looks at me, I get embarrassed, like he can see right through all the lies I tell myself. You just can't lie to Koromaru. That dog. He spoke quietly with Junpei. It seems Koromaru's done playing. Oh, and here comes the dogster himself. Guess it's time to head back, huh? Yep, he's just a conduit for conversation. Very doggo-like. Sunday at the decline. Time to buy more stuff. Ta-da, da, 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 da. Ba, 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 ba. It's time to go visit Akinari again. Sunday. I'm doing better today. I know it probably looked pretty bad last time, right? I've been reading a book before we met that day. I've got so absorbed in the reading that I forgot to close the window and I didn't realize how chilly it was. Do you read many books? I love reading. I see. That's something we have in common then. I read a lot of books these days. I find that they're the easiest way to spend my time. since I can get lost in a book's private world. Do you read books all the way to the end? Not if it's boring. I don't read the endings either, so I think our reasons for doing so are different. I really get into the story and usually reach the end quickly, but I never want to finish it. Because if I finish the story, I'll be stuck here again, alone in my room. As a kanari, a person who can't escape his fate. Stories about hope or heroism, those are the kind of books I read. So hopefully, if I do decide to finish reading them, I'll feel happy at the end when I come back here. Miles Weekly. Yep. Time is ruthless. It looks like the sun is already setting. I hope we have another chance to talk.
Welcome back.
Bedtime. Alright, midterm scores. The results are posted. Scored the highest in my class. Easy clap. A second gift. What's the second gift? Okay, everyone. Come get your tests so we can go over them. On question 1, you had to use the formula we spent several days on to solve it. Remember? The next question was a word problem about calendars. Does anyone here buy a new calendar every year? If you do, you're wasting your money. You see, calendars have only a set number of patterns. After all, how many days can January 1st possibly fall on? I'll pick a student mathematically. Let's see. Kotone. How many calendar patterns are there? $14. Wait, is it 14? Okay. Well, it's definitely not 28. And it's definitely not 7. Correct. Well done. Obviously, January 1st can only fall on 7 days, Monday through Sunday. But you must factor in the possibility of a leap day, right? At the end of February, so 7 times. Which gives you 7 more patterns. 2 variations based on 7 days give you 14 patterns in all. Any year you can name falls into one of these 14 patterns. But 14 is still a lot of patterns. I'm just saying. Alright. Back to the faculty's office. Who's it this time? This is Tarauchi, the Japanese teacher. Is here muttering to herself. Odoroita. Odorita. How did it get so late already? My darling's not home today, and I'm so samishi. Sure. Maybe I should go to dinner with Miss Toriumi. That restaurant with the interesting game. What was it? Oh, interesting. Mahjong parlor. I hope I don't lose again, but I don't think I can win at all against Miss Toriumi. Konnichiwa, Kotone-san. How are you? Miss Toriumi isn't here. I was just looking for her myself, actually. Say, Kotone-san, do you play Mahjong? It's very omoshiroi. The technical terms in particular are so interesting. If I play too much, I can't get them out of my head for days. Mentan, in, doradora, richi, right? Richi, pats, chitoi, chitoitsu. I don't know where chitoitsu is. And then tsumo. I said that stuff even in my sleep. My poor darling hasn't slept very well as a result. I like to think that if it was flipped, like if they use the Japanese stuff, I guess she's the English teacher. That's an interesting question, actually. Shall I teach you the other technical terms? I'm just repeating what Miss Toriumi taught me, but well, for beginners, there's only richi, right? Richi. Then, or reach, and then a few intermediate phrases. I've got a reverse dora. Yeah, looks like you're waiting for one tile, or you're gonna have more than 2 han. Yeah. Ooh, or in advanced stuff, you have a and don't you? Have all the tiles you're waiting for, and mangan booyah. So far, I only had chances to use the beginner phrases, though. But Miss Toriumi is a very patient teacher. She'll tell me, you should throw this one away, or you won't get many points if you call that one, so I wouldn't. Wait, is Toriumi the English teacher? I lost track. She's certainly not the Chinese. And I dropped that tile by accident, so you can't roll it. That's so funny. Toriumi taught Tarauchi how to like be a opportunistic beginner player. She taught me so much, but I haven't been able to win a single match. You learn technical terms from watching. This is practically just going through all the teachers. I'm guessing there are 8 teachers, because that was the 7th time. Or 7 teachers, not including Ono twice. Alright, we're going to Ryo next. The conclusion of Ryo and Kenji. We'll probably see Kenji's side of things when playing Makoto's playthrough. You sweat it out with the club members. Alright, let's call it a day here. Let's clean up then. Oh yeah, Rio, did you give any thought to that group date? You know... You can leave me out. I don't need a boyfriend. Come on, you need a better man to love than Kenji, seriously. I don't think one exists. Great, then we're all doomed. Very funny. Wait, it didn't work out? The other club members went back to the school, leaving you alone with me. Oh, Kotone. This feels like it was a while back when it was just the two of us practicing together. Stuff like group dates and everything. They're all being nosy, aren't they? I never thought that I'd be asking other people about things I like love. I never thought it was right to sacrifice everything and devote myself to the club. No matter how tough things got, knowing I was getting better and showing results would relieve my suffering. But I have forgotten something very important. To have fun. I've got the joy of volleyball. Take a look at this. Ryo holds a worn-out book in her hand. It's a beginner's guide. When I first started playing volleyball, I was so excited that I couldn't even sleep. I read this in bed while I ate, even during class. I want to give you this to you. I want to give this to you. I want you to have the thing that gave me so much inspiration back then. I think it'll help me remember that I'm not alone. So, please. Thanks. I'm the one that should be thanking you. It's all because of you that I came to realize all these things. You've been with me every step of the way, giving me the extra push that I needed. You always kept an eye out for those around you. Thank you. Bows in a slightly embarrassed manner. Alright. So it was not meant to be, right? No fairy tale endings here. She learned foreclosure, right? Closure and being reignited with her passion. Heckin' Kenji. Volleyball is a team sport, but I was trying to play it by myself. As long as I kept thinking that way, things would never turn out right. Maybe the same thing can be said about life too. Huh. I'm only 17 anyway. Hey, let's change and get to walk. Everyone said they'd meet us there. You have fun at Wild Duck with the other club members. After an enjoyable meal, you return to the dorm. I'm genuinely curious.
Hello.
If P3R changes any of this, like push even further into the social links. Ready to go to Tartarus? Alright, it's fine. Alright, Koromaru. How are you feeling? You ready to open up? You little silly goober. What's wrong? Don't give me that. He's scratching himself with his hind leg. Recall that happened once before. If you recall correctly, what you did was we brushed him. He asked Koromaru if he wants you to brush him. Wagging his tail. Koromaru joyfully brought a brush. Rolls over. Where should you start brushing him? Obviously the back. Seems pleased. The fur around Koromaru's stomach feels a little different. When you look closer, you see traces of a stitched wound. You recall that he didn't like having his stomach touched. Oh. It's looking at you with his big eyes. Even when you touch his stomach, it doesn't shy away from it. You feel as though Koromaru has opened up to you. Where's Aegis? Aegis is supposed to help translate. Yawning contently. Oh. Quiet moments. Is it Sunday? Are we Sundaying again? No, Tuesday.
Okay, class. I know you've been busy lately, but you all remember to do your homework, right? Just because you're not taking a literature class next year doesn't mean you can blow off classic lit.
I would love to play, like, I would love to have some lines like unhinged, Akeda, Akodo, Ekoda.
Hey, are you listening to me?
What's wrong, Fuka? You look kind of down.
Huh?
Talk to me. Tell me what's bothering you.
Like, are you listening, kids? I have a bone to pick with you. Have you done your laps yet? Sorry.
It's about Aragaki Senpai.
Oh, pretty shocking, huh? Never seen him at school, but I've seen him around town.
For whatever reason, I could have sworn Natsuki had a bigger role in the Fuka arc, but I feel like I'm not remembering this correctly.
I wonder if you really did get caught up in some kind of crime.
Some things you can never get back. I know that from all the things that have happened with my parents. I've sort of been avoiding the question. But is it okay for me to go on like this?
Parents, huh? I can relate to that. But you'll be okay, right?
Natsuki, what are you waiting for? Come on up.
Yeah.
Don't you want to give your classmates a proper goodbye?
Huh? What's going on?
Hello everyone. I know it hasn't been that long, but I feel like I've made some good friends. I'll remember each and every one of you, even after I transfer. Thank you. How's that?
Transfer? What?
You're a weird one, you know? The biggest bitch in the school is leaving, and you feel sorry for her.
Dang.
You're transferring?
Self-awareness.
And you didn't say anything?
It's not like telling you would have changed anything. Why make us both depressed?
That's... okay.
Anyway, my dad's pretty sick. And they say it'll take some time for him to recover. And we don't really have that much money, so we can't afford to stay here. You know, I still think you're crazy for being friends with someone like me. But, like I said before, we're both in the same boat. My parents act like I don't even exist. I hate living at home. That's why I was so jealous when you moved into the dorm.
Natsuki-chan.
But, Fuka, your house is nearby and your parents are pretty normal. So why'd you move?
Huh? Well,
If you don't want to tell me, that's okay. But if it's something that you and your folks can work out, then do it while you have the chance. It'll be a while before my dad's in any condition for us to have a heart-to-heart. What am I doing? This isn't what I wanted to talk about. You know, Fuka, I used to think that every day was just the same. And I'm only saying this because it's you. But you don't get any second chances in life. If you accept the way things are, then they'll never change.
Natsuki-chan.
Point.
This is the last time I'll see this view. I won't be in school next week because I'll be packing, so... guess this is goodbye.
No!
It's okay, everything will be alright. Come on, don't give me that look.
But...
Hey, I'm not helpless, you know. I've changed a lot since I met you. I'm gonna try and figure out what I really want now. So, I hope you do the same.
Justice for Fuka.
what I really want. I used to try and please everyone. I was afraid of not being liked, so I did my best to fit in. But I never really thought about what I wanted.
That is so like you, Fuka. Well, I say, if they don't accept you for who you are, then screw them.
That's a bit progressive.
But I like you, even if you don't like yourself.
Natsuki-chan.
Well, better get going.
Natsuki left without looking back.
Natsuki-chan.
Huh? Myself? Natsuki-chan?
Even when we're apart, we'll still be connected. We can always talk, right? Thanks for everything.
Natsuki-chan. Even if we're apart, we'll still be connected. It all makes sense now. I've always been so worried about how others are feeling. That's why my power allows me to stay connected with them. I guess there is something I want after all. It makes me happy to see everyone else happy too. So, I want us all to remain friends. The power to connect people, even when they're apart.
We're not actually here, so at least the assumption is that she's just talking to herself.
My persona has given me this amazing gift.
I have internal monologues too, so. Oh no, wait. Oh yeah. I mean, I have these internal monologues with myself quite a bit. Oh, do we actually? Wow, they kept the. Oh wait, yeah, they. I forgot she's inside. That's right. She's inside her. Juno. Man, there are so many personas that haven't shown up yet in
There you
P5X, I think. Huh.
Why? Did something happen? It is surprising to find you on the rooftop.
Nah, we were just wondering what you were up to.
What? Junpei? Why are you here?
Everything's okay now.
Okay?
I've made up my mind. I'll do as much as I can with my power. For my sake, as well as the sake of others. Okay. Sorry, I guess that was sort of random, wasn't it?
Are you sure you're alright?
Alright, oh no. Okay, he's in the. Alright. Ah, Kotone, I've been waiting for you. Okay, no, not really. I looked and looked, but there's nothing at my house that's not related to Masamune. This didn't belong to Masamune personally, but it still has ties to him, so... do you really need this? Maybe you reconsidered? Not that I'm reluctant at all to give it to you, you understand. Oh, let's see that hair underneath there. So I'll give it to you, but you'll take care of it, right? Good care of it, right? It's become a family heirloom, right? It'll become a family. You must be proud, Kotone. You've got a family heirloom now. Yeah, I guess this is how it should be. Wait. But listen. What do you look like without your helmet? Well, I've still got a few of those left at home. This is the second time I've given my helm to a student after a second time. That baby, did you know him? He's an exchange student in my class. Back in the spring when he first came here, he admired it so much that I let him have one. Oh, okay. Cute. It does my heart good to see men with a samurai spirit, even those from a foreign country. It must be because the lives of the Sengoku generals still shine brightly across history. Masamune Date, for example, the amazing thing about him is that he... Okay, he just keeps going. Alright. Nice. I really thought they were gonna draw him without his helmet. Or show him without his helmet. Xiaomi, I saw your exam results. Good work. Alright, what do we got? Another... Okay, another set. Fair enough. It's almost 4 a.m. We'll try to at least get to the next Tartarus section. I see. So this is it. The helm from the ancient Sengoku era. The heft. The feeling of it. The character love on the brow. In other words, the act of wearing it proves the love one has for one's own head. I see that this helmet embodies a sense of love and respect for the wearer's skull. It's very interesting. Why don't you take the helm with you? Why don't you take the helm with you? I'm not sure I can profess such a deep love for my own cranium. Knee-high maid? Is that a weapon? Is that a... What is that? Do we have any more? Alright, we don't. Alright. We're going to see Bebe this time with the kimono that he's making. Sewing is my life. Even though my wallet is light and I can only buy cheap materials, I will work hard to make the best kimono and save my future. Bebe is working hard. You continue on your scarf while you cheer each other on. Your scarf is almost complete. Anoshimi. I look forward to that. But I too am working hard to finish this. So far, so good, ne? Right? When my uncle sees this, I know he'll agree with me about great Nihon, how great Nihon is, as is. I don't know. I try. He'll agree, for sure. I truly believe that, so I will work even harder. I accomplished a lot with your help, Kotone-sama. Arigato, Zanku. Okay. Okay, 8. Oh, my arm is very tired. It must be from working so hard. But I will finish the kimono no matter what. Yosh! I can't give up now. Okay.
Welcome back.
Alright, Ken time. Oh. Interesting. Oh, maybe I couldn't... I see. Here with him. I'm sorry, I was too scared to come here by myself. Ken falls silent. I'm with you, man. Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Ken smiles sadly. It's hard to live, isn't it? Living is painful. Kone-san begins to sob, but no tears fall from her eyes. You couldn't bring yourself to say anything to him. You waited until Ken calmed down, then you returned to the dorm together. Okay. Missing people report. Did that just say Maiko? Good morning. Well, we're almost done. It feels like it went so fast. So many things happened, but I'm glad that I was able to become friends with everyone. What about you? Feel the same? I'm glad to hear that. I will do my best until the very end. Okay. Yeah, we have Bebe and also Hirotoshi as well. What are our social links look like? Lucas. Okay. Okay. Let's see how Hirotoshi is going about. That's it for today's meeting. Hidetoshi whispers something to you. Otone-kun, I want to talk to you about after the meeting. Rooftop. I'm sorry to drag you up here, but I wanted to tell you something. The cigarette butt incident will be dropped. They say it's my fault for asking so many questions. I wanted to be student council president next year, and the PE teacher agreed to endorse me. Oh, it was the PE. But I lost any chance of achieving that goal when I disagreed with him. The student body is also annoyed with me. I rambled on about rules and fairness, but all I really proved was that I was desperate for power. Don't blame yourself. Now I know why the president asked you to join student council. Those aren't just empty words, nor sympathy. You genuinely mean what you say. Hidetoshi seems to be looking at you with admiration. The system only works if you have people's trust. And trust is not something you force them to feel. When the PE teacher suggests that you should be a suspect, I felt as if I was being bullied by an ignoramus who just had more power than me. I felt like the truth was being bent and I might lose a friend as a consequence. If it wasn't for you, Kotone-kun, I would have gotten carried away. Thank you, but we just existed. Hidetoshi seems genuinely appreciative. Yeah, this is what I mean by the silent protagonist situation. You just existed. That's more or less it. Don't tell anyone what I just told you. I realize it's out of character for me. I'm sure everyone would just make fun of me. Remember, I expect you to keep this a secret. See you later. Huh, so where's this going then? I still got one more. Yes, Junpei. You're right. We're good. I need me some closure, please. Where are my closures? Okay, everyone, listen up. Everyone knows what tofu is, right? It's a high-protein health food made of soybeans. Soy sauce is another food that's obviously made from soybeans. Now, Kotone, natto comes from soybeans too, but how's it made? Fermentation. Right. Natto is fermented, which is why it's sticky. It's a Japanese food, but even here, a handful of people can't stand the taste of it. I do enjoy my fermented beans. Alright. Now we get to see the conclusion of Saori's chapter. Is she gonna stay? Okay. The student that came seemed surprised to see Saori, but they no longer seem to be avoiding her. Are you two still here? It's getting late. Go on home. Ah, that's right. Asegawa, this is for you. A doll? It's not very cute. It's not supposed to be cute. It's meant to keep you strong. It's said to eat misfortunes. It's my farewell gift for you as you leave us for new lands. Oh, she is leaving. Mr. Edogawa, thank you very much. Hey, Katone-chan, would you mind walking with me to the school's gates? My ride's here, so I'm going that way. This is where we say farewell. See ya. This is my last day here at Gekkokan. I'm leaving for that private school I told you about tonight. Oh, man. I'm sorry that I couldn't tell you. Saori smiles. I'm going to be sad, but I think this is a turning point for me. I'm going to try to start over and try to stand up on my own. We can do it. Thanks. I'll never forget about you. I've always been told to not have any opinions for myself. that it was an easier way to live. I can make anything someone else's fault. Deep down, I always believed that everything that happened to me was the result of somebody else's doing. But this is my life, and what I do happens to me. No one can take my place, and I have no one to blame but myself for what I let happen to me. That's why I need to stand up on my own. I need to have my own voice. He laughs cheerfully. I knew that I would never get anywhere if I let other people tell me what to do. I've known it for a long time, but I had no one to give me the final push that I needed, and I was too scared to accept it, even if I had someone to help me. Yeah, the pushing, I think the most proactive thing that the MC did was Saori's social link. Possibly Shinjiro as well, possibly. But he pushed me forward, along with all the fears I had. That's why I was able to do this. Saori takes her cell phone out of her pocket. You can hear her voice being played from it. This is Saori Hasagawa of Class 2C. This seems to be a recording of the school announcement. I made a recording of the announcement as I was making it. Whenever I feel scared or discouraged, I'm going to listen to it. I was brave and spoke my own mind, and you helped me find that courage. I'm sure that this will give me strength if I ever need it. I want you to remember this too. Please remember that it's because of you that I was able to do my best. You saved me. So please, take this. How'd you get the key? You saved... Oh no, the recording, sorry. You saved it on your own cell phone. Lastly, let's shake hands. Saori's hand is warm. He tightly grasps her trembling hand. Some of these are very, like... grounded. How they resolved. They're not like, I want to say like P5R situation. They're less wish fulfillment, but more condolence and closure. Do you remember your first love? Excuse me? Mine was my uncle. I mean, I was a little girl. It's not that unusual, right? That's why I wanted to hurry up and become an adult. Every night I would pray to the stars that I wanted to be grown up. Now I look back at my childhood and laugh. I wish I could go back to those innocent times. Maybe it's for the best that one's first love almost never comes true. Well then, I'm going to go. Wow. She walked away with her head held high. You want to go to the door? He went back to the door. Okay. Alright. Alright, Ken. That one was a little weird at the end. Oh, omelet and rice? You'll be happy you made some for him here instead of going out. You decide to make a dish of omelet and fried rice that Ken likes. Thanks to your time in the cooking club, it came out rather well. Huh? Is this for me? Otone-san. Oh, thanks for the food. Ken begins eating vigorously. Yep, it's delicious. It's really good. As Ken happily tears into the food, he gets ketchup all over his face. Seeing how happy you made him makes up for the effort. Always. Thank you very much, Kotone-san. Some more munching. You feel that you've gone even closer. Okay. I'll take it. I'll take it. Phew. I'm full. After finishing the dish, Ken finally realizes. He suddenly falls silent though. Do you cook for other people like this too? Like for your boyfriend? Do you have one? Well, I saw on TV that all high school girls have a boyfriend, so, I was wondering if you had one too, Kodori-san. Is that... If you did have one, I don't think I like that... What am I saying? A kid like me shouldn't be butting into personal stuff like that. I have one. I thought so. I mean, that's what the TV said. I'm not surprised. Ken mutters to himself for a while. Thank you for the food. Well then, I should get to bed. Good night. He quickly cleans up this and goes back to the room. Alright. Well. Well. Oh goodness, here we go again. Let's begin, class. Ni tetragrammaton. We've covered the times of magical growth, and now we're just about to reach the modern age. Every art or science branches off into sub-studies as it progresses. Magic, too, was subdivided around the 18th century. Some people preached about morals, some focused on communicating with spirits, and so on. There was even a man who founded modern psychology through his research on hypnosis. This, too, is magic, the ability to see into the human mind. As a result of flourishing magical research, witch hunts became more common. To avoid this, magic began to practice in secret societies. I'm sure many of you have heard the names of these organizations. The Rosicrucian Order? I'm not sure about that one. The Freemasons, that's fine. The Illuminati, and the Golden Dawn. Many of these societies are still with us today. The forefathers of modern magic are too numerous to count. For instance, there's Eliphas Levi, the man who attempted to combine modern and ancient systems of magic. His literature, which took a scientific approach, is still published today. Madame Blavatsky was the biggest magician of the 19th century and a renowned theosophist. Many magical societies have stemmed from the Theosophical Society that she founded. Mesmer opened the path to psychology in his study on life energy. Mesmer, I'm familiar. Rudolf Steiner, not quite sure, helped spread the knowledge of anthroposophy. There was Aleister Crowley, of course, the 20th century grand magician, and Gurdjieff, a mystic who taught his many students the fourth way. All of them had incredible stores of knowledge. Are you listening? Are you not frozen with fear? I trust. You're not frozen with fear, I trust. Alright. What do you got? And your exotic... Okay. Get it wrong and your zodiac sign will change. Who to choose? Alright. Who's the founder of Theosophy, which gives rise to many? Madame Blavatsky. Very good. Remember to purify on your unlucky years. Now then, the magical arts progress even further with practical use. With the knowledge spread by the people we've discussed today. Boy. Wait, where are we? Okay. Oh. Alright, it's our romance target. You wandered here with Akihiko, who seems rather quiet today. Thanks for coming out today. Oh, I'm happy to be with you. I see. Why are you so... Seems to be at a loss. Looks down at the ground. If you don't mind, can I talk to you about something? Sure. I haven't been able to get it all arranged in my own head, though. Akihiko slowly begins speaking. I've told you a little before about Miki, my younger sister who I couldn't save. I was the only person she had. There weren't any kids around her age at the orphanage, so she didn't have any friends. She'd always tag along after me and called me Big Bro all the time. Bites down on his lips. Why did she have to die? She was so small, she never knew her parents' face or had good food to eat, or got to have any toys. She had nothing. Isn't there some saying like about how being alive is a kind of sin? Akihiko's lips are trembling. That's not true. Antone. Akihiko's voice is trembling. She's dead and gone. I understand that, and I've accepted it. But I can't do anything about the anger and sadness I feel. I have to live with that for the rest of my life. Here's what I wanted to tell you. I thought I wanted you to help me bear that burden. I know that's terrible of me to ask this of you. I'm sorry. Akihiko hides its face from pain. Why did he tell you about this? I might be seeing Miki in you, but that's not what it is. And these feelings I have, why don't we start heading back home? We should get back.
Oh, hey!
Yes. Things are increasing. Yukari, you're breaking the mood. It's fine. To bed we go. Yukari's working alone at a desk.
Oh, sorry. No one was here, so I figured it'd be okay.
It's rare for you to be here. Is it for archery club?
Yes, the teacher asked for a report.
I see. Then you must be busy.
Not really. At least not compared to you. I wanted to ask you something.
Yes?
Senpai, why did you decide to fight?
Well, I guess you could say it's my way of atoning for the past.
I see. Well, in my case, I don't really have a reason anymore, if I'm being honest. I know the whole story about my father now, but I was thinking maybe I could erase the mistakes he left behind. I guess I should have thought about this earlier, huh? Why didn't I question myself sooner?
What's done is done.
But it seems like everyone has their own reason for fighting. In the end, defeating the shadows is all that really matters, isn't it?
What are you trying to say?
I'm not exactly sure. It'll all be over after the next full moon, but I'll probably still be trying to figure it out.
Maybe so, but at least then we'll be able to return to a normal school life. The student council members will be here soon. If you...
No, that's okay. Thanks for listening.
Fuka time. Fuka. Conclusion. Oh, she's gonna have voice. Oh no! She isn't! Wait, I thought this was rank 10. Donnie-chan, why don't we make this together today? Ta-da! It's a decorated cake! The notebook that Fuka held out to you has a detailed recipe written in Fuka's handwriting. She even drawn a picture of it. It seems to be a whole cake with tons of fruit on it. Let's make a small one and split it. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. You decide to make a fruit-filled cake together. Flour? You use a sifter for this, right? To use the sifter... Sorry, sifter. Fuka is consulting her notes while meticulously going through each step. 60 grams of sugar. Oh, this is salt. Fuka is slowly making progress and checking each ingredient. This must be the method of cooking for those that aren't good at it that Fuka invented. A fragrant aroma is wafting from the oven. Is it an egg tart? Wow, wow, it came out so nice. It's so fluffy. Now to decorate it. Whipped cream and fruits are put together, put between the layers. Oh, nice. That reminds me. I bought a chocolate plate too. Can you write something on it, Katone-chan? What should I write on it? How about congratulations, or you did your best? Wait, that's what I want to hear. Luca's laughing. What should you write? Congratulations. Wow, you're good at this too. Thanks. Should we eat this at the dorm? If you don't mind, come to my room. Here's your drink. It would have been nice if we had some candles too. Well then, let's eat. Yeah, this is delicious. I bet it tastes just as good as the ones they sell in stores. The cake is a little too hard and the whipped cream is a kind of watery. But Fuka is happily eating it. I'll never forget the flavor of this cake I made with you, Kotone-chan. Thank you. That's right. There's another reason why I had you come to my room. I want you to have this. You received something from Fuka. Headphones. Since you're always listening to music, I thought you might like these. Remember how I told you that I was pretty good with mechanical devices? I wanted to thank you with something that I'm good at. No, it's not because I want to repay you for your kindness. I just wanted to give that to you. I felt that I just really wanted you to enjoy them. You're a precious friend of mine, after all. That's a great way to highlight what I was talking about giving and not expecting receiving, and then also giving not in the form of a repayment, but an opportunity, right? An opportunity to give just because. The sound is amazing. The technology she used must be revolutionary. These are amazing. It's nothing really, just a hobby of mine. Feel free to use them if you like. Alright. I guess I'll take it. Ooh, 10 social links. Yeah, fun chatting with Fuka for a while. Oh, sorry, look at the time. Time flies when you're having fun. Then again, we live in the same dorm and go to the same school, so I can see you anytime. Thank you for today. Oh, and about the cooking club. I'll be alright on my own. Of course, I'll be happy if you keep coming. But I know that you're busy, and I feel bad if I took up all your time. Right, the standard thing. Yeah, but it would be nice if I could have you all to myself. Whoa, calm down.
You were in your room all this time?
Not my room. Alright, anyways. Where's Koromaru at? Wait, are you on 8? This is probably a bye. Okay, yep. Is it Sunday? Sunday, fun day. Did I say Berserker Seal? Oh, anniversary. Alright. Now we got Akihiko, Koromaru, and Akinari, right? And also Hiratoshi. No, Hiratoshi. I keep forgetting his second syllable now. So we got like 3. We also have Aigis and Ken.
Greetings.
The full moon will be here soon. Yeah, we're gonna get to our Tartarus section. Alright, let's go. Whose is it this time? Oh, it's Aigis. It seems Koromaru-san enjoys walking with you. Fuka-san seems different lately than she was before. According to Junpei-san, she is now able to smile clearly. A common saying is that someone seems completely different than before. Could that have happened to her? Did someone switch out Fuka out with this new one? He talked with Aigis for a while. Seems Koromaru-san playing. Oh, Koromaru-san, welcome back. Otone-san, Koromaru-san, would like you to give him a bath. Alright, I guess we're heading back. Replacing Fuka with another person, that's funny. Okay. Kenji, hey, Kenji. Jeez, he's completely out of it. He should start drinking coffee before he comes to class. What the? How about you, Kotone? Everyone knows that coffee is derived from Arabic. Or you should, because I told you that last time. But which one of these things is not Arabic? Sugar? Magazine? Wristwatches. Bingo! You hit the jackpot. Both sugar and magazine had their origins in Arabic. However, they derive from European languages, not directly from Arabic. Okay. Alright. It's time for the romance target. Okay. Here we go. We got a role play. Akiko brought you here, but said nothing about why. There's no one here. That's a pity, since the wind is so nice right now. Do you come here often? No, not so much lately. Shinji used to come up here when he skipped his classes. He fell asleep, so I come here when my club activities were over to get him. Akiko laughs nostalgically. You can see out into the distance from here. It's so far that my eyes start to hurt trying to see it all.
You remember the stuff I told you about my sister? I'm tired of losing what's important. I thought it would be better not to let things get too important than to risk losing them. But lately, I don't think so.
Akihiko looks straight into your eyes.
If I want to avoid that feeling, I have to work to protect what's precious to me.
Oh yeah?
And that means everything precious, including you.
Akihiko looks at you with strength and determination in his eyes. You can sense his resolve. Alright. He's a goober. Show me. Up to you. Akihiko is glaring at you for some reason. Tell me what you need to say.
I will. I was getting to it.
Akihiko is so excited that he has begun shouting at you without realizing it. It seems that he wasn't actually glaring at you. Could he be nervous?
So... It's really strange. I really liked hanging out together. I used to, anyway.
What about now?
But now, I feel all tense and on edge. It's the weirdest thing.
You're in love.
Love? This is love. Huh. Oh,
Suddenly turns red. Like the
it
shirt.
already slipped out.
Like his
but
vest.
I'd like to know how you feel. Will you be my girl?
The answer is yes!
Really?
He suddenly embraces you.
Oh, sorry.
Calm down.
Well then, here's hoping for the best, right? Wow, this got awkward all of a sudden.
You don't say. Yeah, Akiko spoke quietly until the sun went down. Afterwards, you went back to the dorm together. My man. Putting one and one together. No Koromaru access here. It'll be interesting to see all the other scenes. I'm obviously not gonna record all the other scenes. I think you can do Shinjiro. I think Ken. Someone made a comment about don't romance Ken, right? Like, I don't know how that's gonna go. That's kind of weird. And then, was there someone else? I feel like there might have been one other. Possibly. Actually, it only seems like it's those three so far. They're popping up all over, aren't they? The people with apathy syndrome. Yeah, they are. My friend's brother's friend is one too. My friend's brother's friend is one too. It's starting to be a serious problem. It's on the news every day now. Oh, and did you see the special program they ran? Nostradamus actually predicted all of this. Well, that's a left field reference right there. Alright, Bebe time. Where's Bebe at? There you are. I think we're at 9. If I give my best effort, this will come out great. It seems Bebe is talking to himself while sewing. That cheap material has been transformed. Without your help, I would probably be back home already. But because of you, Kotone-sama, I was able to finish these kimono. What is France like? My country? There is nothing there for me now. I have to put an end to this so that I can die here in the country I love. Okay. By the way, Kotone-san, I have met many people in Nihon, but you are the best tomodachi I have here. If my aunt was still alive, I would tell her about the wonderful friend I have made. Subarashi. Right. I'm sure my aunt would have liked you. You feel a strong emotion from Bebe. Okay. I think we're one away. He's still going back to France temporarily though. Yosh, now I will put the final touches on this kimono. And I'm so tired that I think I see my aunt. Oh my god. This is the last part I can't give up. Ready, set, go. Is that a... okay. Sorry, I just thought of Lark and Seal. Ready, set, go. Ready, steady, go. Odome, the scarf is so beautiful. Subarashi. Subarashi. I can feel your warmth from it. Is that scarf a present for someone? Urayamashi. I envy the guy who gets it. It is the greatest present. Urayamashi. I shall return. That I promise. I promise that to you. So you worked with Baby for a long time and then decided to go back to the door.
Hello.
Okay. Alright, Ken's available. Munch, more munching, more chatting. Okay. Alright. It's every time this time. Pharaohs? What is this about? Your room, you sense. Alright.
Good evening.
Oh, I was gonna say hello. Good
It'll
evening.
be a full moon again in just another week.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
At last, the 12th one. Are you ready? Regardless of how long it's been, a lot has happened, hasn't it? But it's a bit soon to be reminiscing. How about I come see you once it's over? Be careful now.
Pharaohs disappeared. That's it. Good morning. Item. Okay. Alright, so we got Bebe and Hiratoshi or Hirotoshi. Wait, I skipped. Alright. You help. Oh, he did Toshi. He did Toshi with his student council presentation. So, that's my review on the proper way to wear one's uniform. Please keep these things in mind. I'm not trying to force everyone to change the way they dress. I would like to hear your opinion. You overhear several comments. Hey, did Hidetoshi just say he wanted to hear our opinions? Before, he didn't care what we thought. Well, at least he's trying. The meeting's over, only you and Hidetoshi remains. Thanks, Kodone-kun. I couldn't have done it without you. How'd I do? They were praising you. Well, I'm proud of myself for making an effort. Hidetoshi seems satisfied. I may have given people the impression that I'm selfish, but I'll win back their trust. Look at this. Hidetoshi removed the lighter from his pocket. You know that cigarette butt in the bathroom? One of the guys fessed up. And you know what else? He promised me that he'll never smoke again. This lighter is proof of that. I earned his trust by showing concern for others, just like you taught me. Here, I want you to have this. I'll treasure it. Please do. Cheap lighter. I've been looking down on people, but that caused friction with everyone, and I dragged in someone dear to me. It really hit me when I was persuading the lighter's owner how important it was to make an effort to understand. I learned that technique from you, as you employed it upon me. He seems embarrassed. Okay, I'll take it. Turn over new. Good morning, drama. Morning. The Emperor. Odin is the Emperor Arcana. Do you remember the story I told you? about the TV anchor woman? The man sent to prison was my father. I see now that sincerity is important, and I'm proud of myself for learning its true meaning. Dang, that's a deep cut. I definitely did not remember that detail. I also realized what an amazing man my father is. One day will I be able to stand by your side. Will I be able to stand by your side? He's looking at you. It's time to go home. You want to go somewhere? You know, well, we've never hung out outside of school. He decided to go with Hidetoshi. He seems very excited. To where? Just.
What's up, dude?
Alright. Alright. Koromaru. Okay. What time is it? Alright. He's wagging his tail. Nuzzling you contently. You spend a peaceful moment with Koro-chan. Oh, are you playing with Kotone-chan? Good for you. Fuka arrived. Koro is wagging his tail happily. Good boy. Petting ensues. Hey, Kotone-chan. I wonder if we're okay as replacements. If we're okay as replacements for that priest. The reason why Koro-chan always walks the same path and goes to the shrine. It's because he can't let go of that priest, right? So, do you think Koro-chan is still feeling lonely? It might be faster if we just ask Aigis to interpret for us. But I'm a little scared to get a straight answer. Koromaru is looking at you quietly. Are we good replacements? Koromaru is leaning towards you. You hug Koromaru's warm body. He smells like a sunny day. Koro-chan looks so content. He must really like you, Kotone-chan. You felt... okay. What is it? The way Koromaru thinks of us is... we're not replacements. Right? He sees us as friends. Oh, I see. That's right. I kept saying that Koro-chan is part of us, but deep down, I may have been thinking of him as a pet. Koro-chan has so many memories of his own, too. I'm sorry, Koro-chan. Licks Fuka's hand. Oh, what a sweet dog. Hey, Kotone-chan, let's make sure to stay with Koro-chan for the priest, too. Let's go on living together with him. He's running in circles as if he's happy. You sense Koro's feelings. Filled out the JLPT form and sent out your application. On the paper they ask in which institution you learn Japanese. Oh, what did you write for that drama? Way to go. That commitment on paper. Koro-chan, are you hungry? Want me to make you something? Whimpers? Is cowering in fear. Oh yeah, that's right. You left it empty. Oh, okay, I see. Fuka can't cook. You comforted Koromaru and convinced Fuka that Koromaru wasn't hungry. It's getting late, so you decide to go back to your room. Yikes. Okay. The next chapter is about enzymes. Are you worried it'll go over your head? Don't worry. You're already familiar with the main places enzymes can be found. Your own body. Let's see if you can tell the class, Kotone. Consider milk, which contains lactic acid, lactose. Or, I guess, lactase, if you talk about the... if they're gonna talk about enzymes. One type of enzyme function is to break lactic acid into glucose and galactose, lactase. What is that enzyme called? Yeah. Invertase is an interesting one. Sucrase, I don't think either of these are very classical enzymes, but anyways. Yep, you got it. Some people get stomach aches from drinking milk because their bodies can't produce enough lactase. Actually, having lactase is a recessive gene, so typically adults produce less lactase over time because drinking milk is actually something adults don't do very often. In the fill-out guide, they didn't specify what to do, even though they were very detailed about every other question. Oh, that's interesting. Which institution you learn Japanese? Huh. The same thing happens for some people in alcohol. If they lack enzymes to break the alcohol down, that is also the other thing. Lactose intolerance, or in other words, lack of lactase production and lack of alcohol dehydrogenase, I think. Pretty sure it's like alcohol dehydrogenase. It's a dehydrogenase of some sort. Is also very deficient in Asian populations. In other words, it leads to the whole like meme of the Asian glow, the redness, the Asian glow, where alcohol, the byproduct of alcohol, kind of causes a fluster in your cheeks. So it's very often that Asians tend to get very red in the face because of alcohol dehydrogenase. Hey, it's an opportunity. If there's an opportunity to talk about science, Oinishi is the science teacher, or maybe the chemistry teacher. There is a physics teacher. But if you're wondering if you have that particular enzyme, don't try to find out until you're 21, okay? Okay. Alright, we're going to the shrine. Today was conclusion day, so we wrapped up so many of our social links. They are very grounded. Definitely way less wish fulfillment back in the P3 days. Back 20 years ago, they really stuck to the grounded conclusion for the social links. I think when we get to P5R, it will be a large contrast because Persona 5 really hit like harder on the progressive wish fulfillment that video games can reach to like a larger Western audience. This game definitely still has all the notes of the passive, grounded, like acceptance and catharsis of like things that are closer, in my opinion, to the Japanese, and still now the Japanese type of a perspective. Grounded, things don't, like, you don't take vigilantism. There are a couple of social links that were a little bit more pushed. The teachers, though, the teachers are heckin' unhinged in this game. I'm genuinely curious what they rewrote or changed or adjusted in the P3R, the remake, because some of the stuff did not, I think it's really funny, but they're out of place. They're really out of place. It does remind me of, it is really charming though, that they kind of had fun with it too. Alright, let's go to the shrine here. Alright, Akihiko's left.
Hello.
It's Ken time. Next full moon, November 3rd. Yeah, we'll probably stop when we have to hit Tartarus. It'll be the day before. We're going... Where's Ken? Where are you, Ken, Pep? Okay. Potato. Ken 1 is sus, man. So Ken is a... That's... Ken is weird. What you call it? Childhood crush. Like a kid who has a childhood crush on a maternal character because he lacks a mother figure. This is delicious, Kotone-san. You and Ken chatted over your meal. Okay. What? Oh, I don't have enough social points yet. It's okay. This is another missing person. Yep. Oh no, it's Edogawa again. Alright, here we go. Here's some more about magic. Class is now in session. Salamander Soul Gluhen. We're just making up words at this point. Miss Toriumi is feeling ill today. Again, I'll be her replacement today. People tend to overstuff themselves during autumn. Mind your manners. It just so happens that I have a lesson prepared. Today, we'll look at summoning magic. The topic at hand is magic used to summon angels and demons to our world. First, what is summoning magic? It's when a magician summons a spiritual presence and controls it to achieve his or her goals. Like shamanism, summoning magic can be seen throughout the world in different eras. It's widely seen in books, movies, better video games, and so on. Better video games? Wait, is that a reference to Digital Devil Saga? Like, are we like making a Summoner like Digital Devil Saga reference here? Anyway, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, Goethe's Faust was instrumental in the popularization of summoning magic. There are many examples of summoning magic I'd like to share, but we don't have that much time. Yeah, Digital Devil Saga. It's part of the bigger... I think it's called Digital Devil Saga, yeah. It's a Shin Megumi Tensei game. Persona is a Shin Megumi Tensei spin-off. Digital Devil Saga is another Shin Megumi Tensei spin-off. Next to the Shin Megumi Tensei... yeah. Megami, sorry. Megami, not Megumi. Megami. Yeah. Digital Devil Saga is the other spin-off of the main Shin Megami. Persona would be obviously another spin-off. But it's it's like the cult classic. I think Digital Devil Saga is a cult classic. But here are a few of them. In the Middle Ages, John Dee and Edward Kelly joined forces in Europe to summon an angel. Later in the 19th century, the magician Eliphas Levi summoned the spirit of Apollonius. Following in his footsteps was Aleister Crowley, who in the 20th century summoned the guardian angel Aiwas. What else? There's Neoplatonianism, focusing on the doctrine of summoning a guiding spirit called a daemon or a demon. Right? In Voldwin, the Hogan may summon a spirit called a Loa. These are all part of the personas. Nearly all of the personas are represented through all of this guy's ramblings. And in Japan, an incarnation in a religion called... oh, goodness. Vajrayana can be considered a summoning ritual. By performing this ritual, the summoner tries to fuse with Buddha to gain his power. I could go on and on. There are countless examples of summoning magic. But by studying many different forms, you can begin to see a pattern. Once magic circles, spells, and the like were established as part of the ritual, they saw more common use, and... I feel tired, but we're just gonna listen. But summoning magic isn't always used for powerful spirits. it can also invoke everyday spirits. Seances, for example, or the Ouija boards, right? These rituals are easy to perform and thus very attractive. But, as I've told you many times, do not try this at home. It may result in unpleasantness. Hehe. That's it for today. We stayed. Oh, goodness. We went through all the periods from like witches, wizards, you know, like the Salem witch trials, like shamanism, mysticism, like, oof. They really go the whole 9 yards with that. Oof. I think we're Akihikoing, right? So we won't see the conclusion of Akihiko today, but tomorrow, which is our romance target. Oh no! Maybe? Oh no. Let's see. Yeah, we just chat for now. Because we need another hit. Alright, and this takes us to our Tartarus section, which I'm gonna end and leave it for tomorrow. Oh no, wait, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is a P5X update, so it's gonna be the day after tomorrow. Tomorrow is the beginning of the summer events with the introduction of a beachside Minami. Minami is going to be our banner pole, so... And actually, I'm not sure how long it's going to take. If it's not going to take that long, we'll probably record the Astrolab as well. The current season of the Astrolab one-take run, because that's available after today's patch. The patch is live now, actually. No, it's gonna be live in 5 minutes, as long as there wasn't extended maintenance. So, related Persona news, tomorrow will be our P5X stream. And honestly, it's crazy, but we're gonna be up to date on our P3 stuff before they start adding who's the next character in the P5X P3R collab. I think it's Mitsuru. Yeah. Mitsuru Kirijo. Kirijo is the next character. But it's not going to be for some time. It's going to be like for another 3 months. Ish. 2 or 3 months. Unless they change the schedule. Then Fuka Yamagishi. Yamagishi is next. Then Junpei Iori. And then after that is Koromaru and Aigis. And the game currently does not have Ken Amada and Shinjiro. Shinjiro, obviously. Maybe there's a reason for that, but technically, you know, a bit of a spoilery. Technically, the main MC is, if they make a exception for the MC, perhaps there's a way to argue for Shinjiro's inclusion, right? However, in the the Korean server and the Chinese server, they actually returned back to Persona 5D. I don't know if I'm gonna play the rhythm games. Actually, I can't purchase the rhythm games on Steam, so who knows? ATLUS might release them as a bundle. I have no idea. Maybe P6 is gonna be the first dance spin-off they have. So in between all the Persona games, there are Persona games that I don't have access to, which is P4D, that's Persona 4 Dance, like Starlight, right? And then P5D. There's also P1, Persona 1 and Persona 2, which I have no access to. And we will be, after this half a year, I haven't decided if I'm gonna start another legacy project like in 2027 before I come back. But there's still Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne and 5 that have been remastered, and it is available on Steam. And then the other spin-off, I've got the name, and then there is Digital Devil Saga. I think one of the, if not two, Digital Devil Sagas, so we can always do those too. E4A, that's animation, that's the anime. So P4A, all the A's are animation. So there's P4, P5A and P4A. Vaccine time. Yeah. So. Oh, vaccine time. Good luck, drama. Yeah, I'm heading out too. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll have to talk more about how you feel about the JLPT. Yeah. Take care. Take care. Oh, you're talking about Ultra Arena, the fighting game. That's fair. No, we're not gonna play P4A either. Unless there's like some sort of social link integration or something where it deals with the P4A also stands for animation, so you have to clarify which one it is. Usually it's called Ultra Arena, so you would add an extra letter to Persona 4 because P4A would be then. And I think there's also P4AR or P4RA. There's so many Persona games. There's also Tactica. So there are also spin-offs, even though you have to go. There's Persona Tactica, Persona 5 Tactica, and Persona 5... What is the... Strikers. So there's those two. Anyways. Alright. So anyways... on the idea of P3P, we'll be back the day after tomorrow. Hopefully. Yeah, the day after tomorrow. Tomorrow will be P5X. We'll probably talk about some of the stuff that's currently for P3P. I think with the time we have, we're pretty much on schedule. Yeah. Maybe even some time, some break time. Otherwise, we're getting close to starting the Makoto Yuki playthrough, right? And the Makoto Yuki playthrough will be to specifically for the social links that do not overlap with Xiaomi. And then we get to see like the voice actor, like all the actors in Japanese. So I can get an impression at least of the acting, like the actors that they have, and then by the time we come back around to P3R, we can compare and contrast. All right. So that's a wrap for P3P today. If you're gonna watch this later, arigatou gozaimasu. As always, feel free to follow along, pick up P3P for yourself. You're always welcome to come on by, yap, discuss, rant. I genuinely find it very cathartic to create significance or reflect and digress. So it's very common for me to randomly have like an hour or two of digressions here and there, and then occasionally people would stop by and we would talk about certain things and get caught up in all of this. For myself, as a general disclaimer, I really do mean yap, discuss, and talk about things to create social links, right? While it's far more difficult to depict this idea while playing like a dragon, right? RGG, it is the central theme to Persona 3 and most of the Persona games. So, generally speaking, these types of yap sessions and talking about deep cuts and like existential crises and nihilism and whatnot, the stuff that I typically talk about very deeply, even when I'm investigating or having monologues of RGG games about their cross-cultural conflicts, right? And representations. This is very on the nose, so you're more than welcome to come on by and chat. It's very much in the spirit of Persona. So until next time, 皆さんまたね。見てくれてありがとう. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.